everyone doing this morning? You can't see me, but I can
Good
see you.
morning.
Oh God. Morning. But I can
Good
see
morning.
you. Oh God. Morning. Oh, I can hear myself on someone's screen.
I can confirm the audio works.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Oh God, it's been a morning for everyone. I hope it's been better for everyone watching. Um, Today we're gonna come back with some more Nexus Adventures. Maybe a little full moon party. Maybe a little bit of serious talks, who knows? But what I do know is that we'll do a quick little intro and then we'll do a recap by, I think, Lucy?
Oh, that's good. I took notes yesterday. I did. I promise.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's start our intro with our lovely Mama Bear.
Hi, everyone. I'm Emma, our homily on the internet, and I am playing Roisin, our moon elf druid, who is home and feeling very comfortable and relaxed right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And next, Barbara Plastriga almost got kicked out of the library.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm playing Anthony Silverhorn, the barber Pfizer. Yeah, he definitely almost got kicked out of the library.
And last but certainly not least, feeling a little bit annoyed, Lucy. And we love you for it. And hi everyone, my name's Satan, and I'll be your slightly frustrated DM today because a lot of technical difficulties. But we'll be forgetting about those as we move into our world of Nexus Adventures with a quick little recap by Lucy. What happened last episode? Mm-hmm. Woo! Wow, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's fucking awesome. Let's do that.
Hmm.
Tuesday. No, Thursday.
Thursday.
I know time. God, time means nothing to
Time
me.
and space.
Time means nothing to me. It doesn't exist. Go ahead. Thursday. Emotional.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, a dryad is a tree. I'm gonna be quiet. Why was Lucy angry? Yes.
No
You
can hear ya, hype goblin.
also. Okay. I'll do a quick recap. Last episode, our lovely ladies here, went off and explored Roshin's island, and we we took them on an adventure to see the ocean first, which Lucy had never seen before. Um, it was a very emotional, very beautiful moment for her. We got to meet some of the other island dwellers as well. From that, they went to a crystal cave. They got a few crystals. It was quite lovely, quite spectacular. Then they went to a beautiful tree that had been gifted to the islands by the people from the Feywild. It was an ever blooming tree that changed colors with the seasons, and they found the presence of a dryad that was unknown to many, many, many people in the island, including Roshin up until now. After that, an annoyed Lucy left to go to the hot springs and get some food and relax. And then Roshin and Antony went to the library to figure out some more answers, screaming about gods and cults and stuff in the library, almost getting kicked out. Antony, not Roshin. Roshin was a good egg.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all made their way back to Roshin's house and they talked about different theories and people they could talk to that may have been there or know about the times before the God War. And that is where we left off. Speculating, making answers, trying to find answers. There we go. And asking many, many more questions. So, chat, let us know if you can hear Lucy.
Nope.
Mm.
Speak a series of words.
Nope, nope.
Nope.
Okay. While we figure out those technical difficulties, we're gonna start off with Anthony and Roisin. Just give us a moment to figure that out. It's been a technical difficulties kind of day, but it isn't D&D on live. It doesn't have technical difficulties, right? But Roisin and Anthony, you are talking, and Lucy's listening about answers and questions and who you can talk to and where you can get more information and what are you doing.
So, what happens at this festival?
Oh, well, there's lots of dancing under the full moonlight. Magic users use this as an opportunity to do things they've maybe been waiting to do, as there's a higher charge in the air. There's food and drinks. You'll probably see largest natural containers. Like they've probably got those really big broadleafs, like the big like jungle leaves that are
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
meant for catching more. To charge it with the so you so they can charge the water for use in magical rituals. And I'm hearing myself through someone's camera. Yay!
Um, let me know. Why, Scott, since you're so helpful, let us know if you can hear Lucy, the
Yeah.
Hype Goblin, our internet auntie, our favorite hot mess, beautiful blonde lady.
Mm.
I would listen in, but my stream is on a lag because I'm in the UK, guys.
Nope.
And did you know? Yeah. Cool. I will continue then for now. So we do that. People who commune with gods or use magic for visions will often use it as it's a good time for psychic abilities. And there's usually a lot of sex. Well, it doesn't have to be sex with someone else. It could be self-love. It's a, yeah.
You're bringing us to an orgy.
No, it won't be out in public there. There might be some smooching, but they can go off to their own rooms for that.
You can dress it up as whatever you want, bro. It's still an orgy.
Not if you're just having relations with one person and then there's another couple. Orgies suggest that everyone's involved.
An orgy is an orgy.
Yes.
Word of the day, guys. Orgy.
Yeah. Yep. No longer nip-nops. It's
Did someone say orgy? Oh, I can be heard now. Yay.
Yay.
Yeah. Of course,
There
that's where
is
you come back in.
yeah. Yes, Lucy, there's
Perfect.
it's a heightened charge and sex magic is a thing during the full moon, so if ever there was a time for you to find someone, tonight would be it.
Good
Well,
to know.
I can, if you let me know what sort of evening you're wanting to have, I can maybe give you some pro tips of who to go to for it.
Oh, we'll find my own way. Don't worry about that.
Anyway, you don't have to be involved in that, Anthony. It's not. I mean, I won't be.
So what do you do if you're not?
Well, there's still drinking and dancing and magic going on. It's not like there's just like, all right, guys, it's time for sex. Everybody go have the sex.
Thank you for the natural 20, White Scott, for the
Yeah.
lovely Hive Goblin, for all she's had to deal with this morning. And
Yeah.
I, as a DM, will tell you, you can use it whenever you want, even though it is a channel point. So use that natural 20 whenever you want. It is my call. I am God here. Or Satan, however you wish to say
Thanks
it.
for letting me know. I will put it to good use.
It's one of those days.
Yeah.
It's one of
Also,
those days.
anyone who's watching live right now, if you guys have games today, Zoom and just general things on the internet are not having a good time. So
Nope.
just so you're all aware, pre-warned.
Yes.
Well,
For today, any natural 20s redeemed through channel points you can use whenever you want, not just on your next roll. I'm just gonna do. It's just one of those fuck it days, guys. We're rated mature, right? I can say fuck. Okay, cool.
yes.
Fuckity
We're
all right.
talking about orgies, Satan. Of course you can say fuck.
You know
I-
what?
I did put on the maturity warning in Streamlabs Cloudbot today, so we're
Okay,
good.
Good. But yeah, any natural 20s or any channel points or anything you can redeem whenever you want.
Amazing.
Use it for good or use it for chaos.
I use my
Entertainment.
channel points for things today, finally, because I have so many channel points and I can't use it for these games. I have over
I said
31,000.
if it's for any like personal stuff, you can use it for somebody else. I'll give you all 3 natural 20s for personal roles that you can give somebody else.
Sure.
I said out 2. I mean, not too much of a fuck it. 2 each
Two
person.
is good.
No, I can
Two.
still do 3
Yeah.
because I can give one to you. You deserve one too.
The owner of this
3.
channel cannot use channel points, so to make
Yeah.
this fair,
Let me just
Let's
use all the
not.
fucking channel points, guys. Listen.
Let me know.
goes and disables channel points right now.
I'll use my channel points for you because I don't use them for anyone. So whenever you want to redeem a natural 20 for someone, let me know and I'll redeem it for you.
I'm good. I'm just gonna roll normally. It's more fun that way.
So, just for funny and personal things, any actual rolls, unless somebody else gives it to you, any viewer, then you can, that you can use that for serious rolls. But we're just gonna have some fun today. Hopefully, no issues. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Full moon. Anyway, back to the game. Um, so you're talking about the full moon festival, orgies, sex, food, and magic.
Yes.
Dancing. Yes.
Yep. All of the above. Don't, like I say, it's not going to be. You'll be fine, Anthony.
Is there spicy food?
There is.
Then I'm okay.
Can't have a spicy Thai. You can have spicy food instead.
Yeah.
I love spicy food.
Roisin might join you in that. Yeah, there's a lot of traditional dishes that we'll make for the full moon. But there will be something out there for everyone. I'm hoping you'll get to meet some of my friends. There's a couple I still mean to catch up with at some point. But yeah. It'll be nice. I have a special dress that I want to wear.
Do we need to wear something special?
No.
Okay.
You wear whatever you want, wherever makes you feel most comfortable. That's kind of the aim here. We don't dress to be fancy, we dress to feel most ourselves.
Because you're going to have orgies later.
Well, I'm not. I'm a married woman. I'm gonna have to make sure that everyone's quite aware of that, given that tricky. Anyway, yes, I have a really nice dress. It's like a shimmery blue silver with silver thread in it, and we moon elves tend to glow a little during full moons, so I want to look extra pretty.
Soon can't go. He'll get into everything.
That might confuse him for something else.
Feel like, well, we can keep him in here as best we can. I'm not sure how you're going to. Does he do what he's told when you tell him to stay?
If he feels it's necessary.
Okay. Well, tell
He's
him he has to stay here and he has to guard Busby. So then he will stay and he will be vigilant and he will do his job and guard Busby. Sure. It gives him a reason to stay instead of just trying to do what he's told. Maybe.
That sounds like a plan that won't work. I think we should do it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know he's a very advanced, intelligent being.
I know. But he's also
he's
has
going
a
to
tendency...
see a bunch of glowing lights and want to be a part of it because he can glow himself.
Yes. Well, I'm personally happy with him being there. I think there's a lot of things that he can learn.
Yeah. Human reproduction is definitely something he can learn.
There are a lot of other things he could be learning about. I can keep him close to me. I'm not going to be involved in any of that tonight.
Yeah, sure. If you can keep him under wraps, he can stay with you.
Well, I'm not sure yet if there's any official things I'm going to ask to be a part of. Traditionally, I would have had a role, even just if it's in charge of cooking, but you know, the whole moon elf and a druid, a protector of the boundaries, blah blah blah. Anyway, Lucy, as before, if there are any outfits in there that you would quite like to put on and wear for tonight, you can have a look.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Well, I suppose we can just get ready for that.
You do have about a couple hours before everything starts. There are people prepping, but nothing starting. Like just setting up like a area to kind of start a bonfire, setting up like cooking spaces outside. But you do have I would say 2-ish hours. So Roshin, if you feel like you want to go visit someone, you can.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, she might do it so that it's not under the pretense of the event because people will be wanting to celebrate. I do have my friend to go and speak to, the one that met us on our way in here.
All right. Do you have a pair of scissors?
Yes.
Cool. Can I use them?
Of course. I'll go and fetch some for him.
I don't even know what you want to use this for. I don't want to know.
Thanks. I need to trim my beard. It's getting too long.
Okay. So she'll get you that, and she's probably got a couple of like various types of mirrors, like one handheld one that's kind of like a more standy up one. So she'll get you a mirror as well.
And you can see it's all very hydrate or dihydrate.
Would you like some help with you? Would you like some help with your hair, Anthony?
Yes, please. I can't get the back very well.
All right.
Thank you.
And if you want those,
go ahead.
You could probably go and ask someone about getting oils to keep up the health of your hair and beard.
I have lavender.
Okay.
But thank you.
No, that works.
Use chamomile sometimes too, if I can't sleep.
Hmm, that makes sense. Well, I will leave you to it. You're free run of the house if you need anything, and if you want to go explore, you can. People will be preparing for tonight mostly, but enjoy.
Take Soon with you. He wants to see. I don't. He's found a squirrel nest, and I don't want him to actually upset
Oh,
it.
yes. No, we don't want that. I don't think people would take too kindly to that.
Pluck him
Um,
out from beneath the sofa and give him to Ro.
thank you. So I'll kind of perch him on my shoulder. He's probably able to make his way in and kind of nest in my hair the way that Busby does.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm. It's a very nestable hair.
it is. It is. Complete with random natural leaf litter and what have you. Yeah, so I'll go and see if I can find my friend.
Real quick, can y'all still hear me? All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just minimized Zoom because it's not working for me, so I can have y'all
Okay.
full on. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So, you two are just prepping for um the the. Sorry, I'm trying to resize things. You're prepping for the not festival, the celebration. And Rishin, you're off to find Hendrix.
Yeah.
All right. Make an investigation check.
Sure. 14.
13. He seems to have been let go from his position. They have shifts, much like regular guards. But he instead of going back, he seems to stuck around and help with prepping of the celebration. So you see him a little bit farther away, but helping setting up the the big logs for this big bonfire that they're gonna have in the night once the sun fully sets. It is a lovely sunset right now, so you
Mm-hmm.
two are getting a very lovely view of the sunset over the sea from her treehouse. But for those who weren't here last time, Hendrix is a friend of Roshin's from the islands. He is a half orc with palish green skin, black tattoos over his body and face. He has dreadlocks, and a very almost a shaded in green sometimes. He's very much of a jokester, but he's a very kind friend. But he's helping around. You see him still in a bit of a guard uniform, but he doesn't seem to. He seems to be um, used to it. Doesn't bother him being in it.
Mm.
Probably won't be in it for long after the celebration starts.
So I'll just kind of approach him and give him a little bit of a wave.
Yeah. He seems to be just setting up one of the big logs, and once he's done, seems to be the last one. He'll make sure it's all safe and good to go, and then he'll head over to you and with a smile, like a little bit of a jog and a
Mm-hmm.
smile. He's like, "Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Have you been enjoying your day back?"
Yeah, it's been nice.
Yeah.
Able to just relax and decompress a little bit. Things have been a little tense.
That's good. Good.
Hmm.
You have a moment to talk?
I do.
Right. And he kind of looks around. He just kind of takes you off to the side where everybody else is busy with the festival stuff, and so kind of
Mm-hmm.
like a more quiet area. I'm sure you probably know already, but if you didn't, I just want to make sure you know Jarek's not here.
Hmm. I might know something about that. Yes.
You don't have to tell me. I don't need to know. But I, as a friend, wanted to let you know that
I
he
appreciate it.
left as
Yeah.
well with Ash. He's just saying this as like I did my part
In
in
case.
telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to tell me anything because if anybody asks me, I personally don't know.
I know.
Because he was always been aware.
Mm-hmm.
of your relationship without having been told.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't care. He was one of Jarek's close friends,
Mm-hmm.
happy to let you guys be happy, but he wanted to do his part in letting you know in case you
Mm-hmm.
didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Um, I appreciate you telling me. Um, because if I didn't know, I certainly would have liked to have been told. So
Oh, I'm glad. I know he would have found some sort of way to tell you, but
yeah, I before I leave, I wanted to try and find those who are close to him, especially his brother, and just let them know that he is safe. Um, yeah.
well, Ravi might be here tonight if Bryn's here.
Mm-hmm.
They've been quite close.
I'm glad. Um, I do really hope to catch up with Bryn soon. He'll be very annoyed at me if I came here and didn't tell him I was back. So I imagine
Oh,
he's
I'm sure.
found out some way or the
Yeah.
other. News
Well,
travels fast here.
yeah, he'll be at the festival. You know, tattoos are always done in
Hmm.
big events. So,
I'm hoping to get one tonight myself, if I can.
oh, well, there you go.
Hmm.
Um, but
Given that there's a lot of festivities happening tonight that I can't be involved in, I might as well enjoy the ones that I can.
right, yes. But I just want to make sure that you were all right.
I am. Um, it's been a lot to process and consider how I feel about the situation, but ultimately, I want him and Ash happy, and it seems that this is making them happy. So,
Right. I wish I could say I can relate, but I can
mm,
empathize at least.
yeah.
Or sympathize? I don't know. I always get those two mixed up.
It's fine. I understand. Um, I I have a lot that I need to talk to the elder about. I am
Mm,
assuming, as she seems to know everything, she will be well aware of that situation.
mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, I'm surprised she hasn't told you already.
She's maybe waiting to see my reaction.
Possibly.
I'm not really sure. Um, I'm I'm surprised she hasn't asked already. I agree because obviously, while he's free to go, I imagine she must be considering what I'm going to be doing about it.
I mean, yes, but you're free to go whenever you want. Nobody's kept you on the islands forcibly.
No, no, but I'm just intrigued about her, how she'll respond. She's put a lot of faith and a lot of time and energy into me, and I don't want to let people down.
Well, well, you don't. Your purpose is not to just, you know, you have to take care of yourself too, right?
I know. I know I do, and
I
I know
mean,
that people are not kept here, and it's it's just
the second this place starts feeling like some sort of prison to you, you should leave.
I know it doesn't though. I care about our people, and there are a lot of people here that I really hold very dear to my heart. And so I'm hoping that if I'm hoping for a compromise to be made, and perhaps I could fulfill a purpose not like the Soul Seekers, but perhaps similar in being somewhat ambassadorial to other cultures. I've been meeting some who their mindset is similar to ours. And I think while I know that we protect our borders and keep ourselves somewhat closed off for various reasons, there are other ways to also remain somewhat connected. And I don't want to just leave, I want to be between the two.
I mean, like I said, there's only so much I can give you advice on, but
You know,
I don't know how lenient she'll be with that.
we'll see. I have a lot to try and convince her of, but from my experience now, I realize that there are certain things where it could be of benefit to have some connection to other people's, if only for information or a mutual protection should things become difficult. There's a threat going on at the moment that is not merely a political threat between nations, because that we have kept ourselves detached from, but there is something that is affecting other matters that we cannot control that I think could breach our borders. And I feel it is my duty as a protector of those borders to not just stay on the islands to keep ourselves safe, because
Um,
this threat does not respect political borders. I can't give you too much more details, and honestly, I'm not sure how much
Again, you don't
matters.
have to tell me anything,
I know.
but that is definitely something you need to speak of with her then.
Yes, I guess I'm just trying to psych myself up, because if I say it aloud to someone and it doesn't sound like total rubbish, maybe I'll feel more confident saying it to her.
Well, did it help?
It's made a start, yes.
Well, for the night, relax, have
Hmm.
fun, eat some good food, be with your friends and family,
Yeah.
and worry about that the next day, tomorrow.
Yes, definitely. I wanted to come and speak to you before.
Of course, I just wanted to make sure that you were all right and you were made aware of everything.
Hmm. I do really appreciate it.
Of
And
course,
he will appreciate gesture.
of course.
Um,
He's a good friend.
yes. And if before I leave you want to check in with him yourself, let me know, as I may have a way for you to do that.
He gives a small smile.
I know you were
Thank you.
close. Mhm.
Yeah, thank
But
you.
uh, I do appreciate the gesture. You've always been really kind to me.
Well, you've been kind to us,
Hmm.
to me, and to everybody else who's come into your path on this island. So
Yes.
I'll give you like a kiss on the top of your head and like a big, strong, friendly hug
Mm-hmm.
now. And he'll hold you by the shoulders. Enjoy yourself.
I plan to.
Let your worries set with the sun and rise up again tomorrow, but not for the night.
Yes, tonight is much too important to me.
It is. So enjoy it.
Hmm.
Show your friend how fun we can be. Hmm.
Well, I hope so. I think my other friend is a bit perturbed. He thinks it's just going to be one big orgy.
I mean, there's more than that. It's only. I mean, it's definitely one of the funnest part, but hey,
Well, it certainly is.
but just go,
Mm,
go take care of your friends.
yes. And if you can find a way, the others, if we don't manage to make it to Quran, which I am hoping to at some point, I think Anthony might enjoy the training arena.
Mm,
Can you let those who were close to him know, the ones that won't be there tonight, that he's okay?
I will. I promise.
Thank you. And I'll just kind of go up on my tiptoes and kiss his cheek.
Mm. I'll give a smile.
Moon's blessing upon you, Hendrix.
Rain is blessing upon you, Roshin.
And I'll go to see my friends with a bit of a spring in my step.
Okay. What were you two doing while she was talking to her friends, Lucy and Anthony?
Giving Anthony a haircut, apparently.
A good one or a bad one?
Oh, she's quite good at it.
Yeah, I know. She can be.
Mhm.
But a good one or a bad one?
She's giving him a good one.
Okay. Any talks in silence?
It looks really nice. Just holding up a mirror to look at it. Lucy, I am sorry for what I said.
I know.
You don't need to forgive me, but I wanted to say it.
I know. You should just kiss him on the cheek.
So do you like the sea straight? I'm not entirely sure what channel. I guess that would be the correct name. The channel between the islands and the mainland.
I mean, the beach is nice. But water's water.
It's very salty.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Anthony.
So, what are you gonna do tonight? I mean, you don't have to do details. Just if you need to escape or something.
Escape from what?
I don't know. It's just something my siblings and I had set up, in parties. If we need to get away from people, we had a system.
If I need to get away from anyone, I'll just walk away.
Yes, but sometimes you can't walk away and, play company and all that. And sometimes you need somebody to interrupt. So.
Well, if you need me to interrupt anyone, just let me know.
Oh, no, I'll be fine. I'm quite good at just walking away.
Mm.
Yes, enjoy, but if you need to escape, let me know.
I'll be fine. But thank you.
I'll probably just go to the beach.
As this long, awkward silence stretches out, Roshin, you get there.
Here's looking lovely, Anthony.
Thank you. It's really quite nice. I think it's one of the best haircuts I've had.
Quite the accolade.
I had to impersonate a barber once.
That's a story.
I killed him, impersonated him. Oh, actually, first I impersonated his assistant, who I also killed. And then I impersonated him after I killed him, and then I killed the person I was actually contracted to kill. I could only get to him through his barber.
That's a 300% murder rate.
It's very efficient.
Well, it's a good lesson. You learned well. I have a nice haircut as a result.
Positive things bloom from even the most horrible of things, I'm assuming.
Oh, if you think that's awful, I should tell you some of my other stories.
I know that I shouldn't want to hear about those, but I kind of do. I'm not going to lie.
Me too, honestly.
Yes, I'm not sure if that's something I should, as a pacifist, be interested in knowing. That seems, but I suppose it is a thing, isn't it? Oh, Saucefire. Congrats on your fundraising, Saucefire. Here's to you.
Here's to
Yes.
sauce.
Here's the sauce.
Um,
Lost in the sauce.
yeah. Well, I caught up with my friend. He mostly just wanted to tell me that Jarek and Ash had left in case I didn't know, which
Oh my, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope we
I'm
get to see them one day. I'd
right.
love to meet him.
I bet
It's
your little kid is a fantastic, fine person.
I bet he's very good with a dagger by now.
I wouldn't know as I've never seen him before, so
I bet he likes mittens.
um I can't imagine anyone would bring it up around you both, but just, you know. I'm sure I don't need to tell you.
Don't talk about it, got it.
Yes. You've never heard of I've never spoken about them to you before.
Who?
Who um
Sure.
But if either of you are in the market, I kind of want us to get a friendship tattoo, although I know that, Lucy, you haven't been looking to get any ink. I'm assuming there's a reason. But my best friend should be here tonight, and I'm hoping to get one. It's fairly common to get something. It feels traditional to get something that makes you feel quite empowered within yourself. So something that signifies power to you. Um, but if you want, he does fantastic work. He did all of this. Anyway, but I'm hoping we can meet him, and he's apparently been. I mean, I kind of was aware that there was something starting before I left, but he's been having dalliances with Jarek's brother, so I'm intrigued to see if they are arrive together tonight. Anyway, that's merely my own island gossip. I'm sure it's not of much consequence to either of you.
I mean, if he hurts Jarek's brother, we have a right to beat him up.
I'm sorry if he hurts who?
A person I have no idea who's existing is real.
Behave
I
yourself.
understand.
I'm trying.
Although, personally, if if Ravi hurts Bryn, I would be just as scornful, shall we say. Bryn's always felt like a brother to me. Anyway, we should be able to have a nice, relaxing night tonight, and I can deal with my potentially difficult conversations tomorrow. That is future me's issue, not tonight me's issue. So I'm gonna go and put my dress on now.
And as you get dressed, you all finish getting ready. You start, the light starts to dim as the sun sets. You start smelling the foods being prepared, being cooked, delicious and different and exotic smells that are new to all of you. Not Roisin, but Lucy and Anthony. Um, you start hearing music starting, many more voices of people outside, as the celebration starts.
She's gonna come out and she's gonna wear the dress she was wearing when she first met Jarek. So it's like a really quite long gown, and it's floral lace, but it doesn't look like there's not necessarily a neckline. It just kind of starts around about her shoulder and over her chest, and it looks like it's just like attached to her. And it's really beautiful flowing and has a lot of silver thread through it, so that it kind of between the moonlight and her and everything, it'll just kind of make her appear glowing and beautiful.
Yes. And as the night starts to set, you see that Roisin herself has a certain, starting to have a certain type of glow to her. She wore that dewy foundation.
She's just
Um,
got covered in highlighter.
yeah. um, but you all set off. You lead them down the
Mhm.
um, the stairs of your lovely treehouse.
Mhm.
As you head down, you see that the center of what would effectively be a town square has been set up with a huge bonfire in the center of it. There are what would be stations, not really stalls, they're not vendors, but stations of food, people cooking and laughing and talking. You see giant leaves filled with water at one section, as well as giant clay pots that you assume are filled with the same thing.
Mhm.
Um, Noshin would have explained to you that the full moon is always a good time to charge moon water. That's used in different spells and rituals and um, other things. You do see as well a nice area filled with musicians, both men, women, non-binary people, just have grabbing their own instruments and joining in and filling the island with music. You see many effectively would be almost like tiki torches that light up the area, really kind of give a nice mood lighting. Now just outside of the light of the bonfire. Um, and you see many people just doing many different things, talking together, crafting together, even meditating together, and others just enjoying the festivities. Later in the night, you do see there's an area where there seems to be a man doing tattoos, um,
Mm.
and there seems to be somebody else just offering body paints of certain runes and sigils for yourself. And you do notice there's also a woman who seems to be just more nicely dressed than the rest, has this beautiful moon white gown, uh, a flower crown made out of moonflowers, and she seems to be heavily pregnant. You, Roisin, know this that every full moon there is a moon maiden, and if, because of the more feminine energy and energy of motherhood that the full moon gives, it is almost always a pregnant woman
Mhm.
or just a pregnant member of the islands.
Yeah. I think that while at one point when she was very heavily pregnant, she got to be
Oh, for
the
sure.
Moon Maiden.
For sure. And there's no, um, she's not revered or anything. It is she's a representation of the full moon for the
Mhm.
celebration, but it is not a reverence type of energy or mood towards her. She's just there for the celebrations as well. So
Mhm.
you all are free to do what you wish.
Well, um, would you guys like to get any food? I believe is the person doing tattoos Britain. Like, do I? Is that?
Yeah, yeah, you know
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
Britain.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My friend's just over there giving tattoos, so even just to say hello, I'd quite like to introduce him to you both.
All right, then let's start
Sure.
there.
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
All right.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so she'll kind of walk over. She's just looking a little bit like excited in a way,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of happy and excited and.
Yeah. Um, as you walk forward, you see that he seems to be setting up for somebody else.
Mhm.
Um, and you do as well see a man next to him, just seems to be just talking to him as he sets up. Let me show these to you. Um, uh, you see a man with tan skin, piercings, um, septum piercings on his ears. Elven in heritage. He seems to be heavily tattooed, short brown hair, very pretty light, silvery gold eyes. And like I said, he seems to be setting up for a tattoo. He has a very nice, friendly smile to him. And next to him, you see another man. Which you know, Jarek, you recognize certain features that are similar to him. Um, he has brown eyes, tan skin as well, but he has longer hair as opposed to Jarek. He seems to be slimmer than Jarek is. Jarek is much broader, and he
Yeah, he is.
himself he himself seems to have tattoos over his body as well. And once you catch Bryn's attention, he lights up with a smile and he goes over to Hiroshi and just gives you a big hug. And
Mm.
those big hugs that lift you off the ground and spin you around.
Mm-hmm. She'll laugh and hug him back.
Yeah. And you just hear him say, "My beautiful Roisin, how are you?"
I'm good. I've missed you so much. And she's just gonna like hug him tight and just
Yeah.
kind of lean her head on his chest.
Yeah. Oh, I've missed you so much too. It's been so long. I don't think I've ever been away from you this long.
I know. It's been difficult to be away.
I know. But you are here. You are safe. I'm assuming things are going well if you are alive and walking around.
Yes, they're going well. Um Still very much active. I know I didn't get to properly explain to you, although he was the one that she had the message. Remember they got so this
Mhm.
is actually the person that Lucy slowly turned into.
Mhm.
Um so that they could do sending to him to get a message off. Um but
I think
still
he
very
has red
much
hair actually instead of brown hair. My bad.
okay.
I think
Um
that's what we said when Lucy impersonated him.
no, it was still brown hair.
Then it is brown hair. Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
recon. That's fine. Anyway,
Mhm.
recon the
Mhm.
recon.
So still very much busy with that investigation, but
Mm.
um we're just here visiting. Are you keeping well?
I'm keeping very well.
Hmm,
Good company, good business.
I'm sure. How has the
Mhm.
company been keeping?
Oh, it's kept me very well. You'll
Good.
look over to who you know is Jake's brother Robbie, and he kind of
Mhm.
looks at you with a soft smile and a wave, doesn't say anything, just kind of
Mhm.
stays where he's sitting, lets you have your moment.
Yeah. I'll wave back to him. How's he been since I mean, neither of us are idiots here and I cannot necessarily speak of it, but how has he been recently?
It's been saddened, but mm, he
I
seems to have decided to stay here for now.
yes. Uh if we can arrange some private time, I may have a way to help ease some of that for him.
I will definitely let him know then.
Mm. But tonight is all about celebrations. Um, at some point, I'm hoping to get some more ink from you. Oh, I have new ink. Look, and she'll show him the fleur de lis
Mm-hmm.
and the tattoo that she got done on her back, which is a pretty bold move of her to get it. She'll have to move her hair, so you can't normally see it because her hair is over it, but she'll let him see because it very much is like a, you know, this is me and Jarek, and here's the ashtray of our
Mm-hmm.
son.
Mm-hmm. He'll see it and he'll admire the handiwork, and
Mhm.
he understands as your best friend and as a tattoo artist, the meaning behind it.
Hmm.
And he gives you a big smile that it's a lovely tattoo. It's quite
Yes.
beautiful. Where did you get it?
There's a northern orc tribe which you would adore. uh, they have a lot of similarities, but some very important differences that I enjoyed. um, but I got it done up there. They seem to like commemorating things like this, so I got it done. Um, Also, and I'll just kind of like
Mhm.
place a hand on his arm. This is Lucy and Anthony. They're my traveling companions.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
And this is Bryn, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. It is nice to meet friends of other friends of Roshi. And you see that he's effectively not really wearing a shirt, he's just wearing slacks.
Yep. It,
um
the whole point of the island is to be comfortable in yourself.
yeah. He feels very comfortable showing off his ink, especially with the he has his own portfolio. Basically.
Yeah.
He is heavily tattooed. Very beautiful work. Some that can be done by him, other that has to be done by somebody else, maybe a
Hmm.
previous mentor.
Hmm.
But he looks at you with a big smile and offers he knows how to deal with new people, so he doesn't go in for a hug or anything, but offers a hand to you, both of you, to shake.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Lucy will shake his hand.
It is very nice to meet you all. And he'll kind of look behind and kind of shout something elvish, which Roshin is just kind of like
Hmm.
calling Ravi over, and you see the man behind him, who's very similar looking to Jarek, kind of come over. He's slightly shorter than Brim, um, but he just stands there, not awkwardly, but just he seems to have a more calm demeanor about him, a kind smile, and he just looks at all. He's like, "Hello."
Oh.
Ravi, this is Lucy and Anthony. Everyone, this is Ravi.
Hi,
How are
nice to
you,
meet
Ravi?
you. I'm fine.
Good.
Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well.
You both give each other that knowing look.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go over and give him a cuddle.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna actually whisper while I'm hugging him and just say
Mhm.
he's fine.
You'll get a anyone watching will see him kind of get a smile, and he'll hug you a bit tighter and just whisper
Mm.
back to you, "Thank you for letting me know."
We can talk more about it later.
All right.
And she's just gonna like take his cheeks and give him a big kiss on the forehead, like a
Mm-hmm.
big old sister-in-law would.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He'll appreciate it.
Mm.
But hi, Ravi, nice to meet you. And he'll again put up a hand. Jarek is not from the islands. He came here with his brother, so he is very much just a handshake type of person.
Hmm.
Hmm, he'll say hi to both of you. Um, Friends of yours, Roshi?
Yes. Yeah. We've been traveling together for a number of weeks now. Must be over a month. I'm not actually sure how long it's been. Um,
Pretty sure it's been over a month.
yeah, it's definitely been over a month. It's just I'm not sure how much over, but um, so we've been working together on the business that brought me away from the islands.
Hmm. Alright. Um, I'm sure it's very important business then.
It is. It definitely is. It's been keeping us very busy.
I'm sure I heard some talk from my brother when he was here.
Yes.
But
Uh,
Anyway.
It's like they're both like awkward,
Yeah.
like, do we
Uh,
talk about it? We do. We'll just.
anyway, yeah, you
Anyway,
kind of Brim just kind of put an arm around him. It's like, if you'll excuse me, Roisin,
mm,
I do have somebody to tattoo at the moment, and both of you are
naturally.
welcome to come get tattoos should you want it. And he'll look to Lucy and Anthony. Not to brag, but I do give pretty amazing tattoos. Just putting that out there.
Might come to you for something. I have something in mind.
Of course, come over and I'll work my magic. Yes.
Mm,
How out in the open is this tattoo area?
It like it has its own um um it has its own separated section because it is still needs to be sterile. So it is
mm,
separated and it has a tent, not because of privacy, but because of sterility. Is that a word? I don't know. Keeping
not
things
sure.
clean because there is
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
food and smoke and all that going on, and you definitely don't want that. But it is private.
She doesn't say anything.
Mm,
All right. Not the big talkers. Okay, I can accept that. But my services are here should you need it. It was lovely to meet you both, Miss Lucy, Mr. Anthony. Um,
Yes.
and Ravi just kind of nods and waves a goodbye. We will be over there and still finish up setting my tent. But should you want to talk or get us too, you know where to find me.
yes.
Mm,
I will definitely be around later for that.
mm-hmm. I'll give you a big kiss on the cheek, Roshi, and a big hug, and
Mm,
just kind of be like, enjoy the festivities. I hope you enjoy the islands. And what's the word I'm looking for? Moon Maiden's blessing upon you, all of you.
mm.
And we'll turn
And
around and
you,
just
dear. Also, Bryn, we need to,
end with you,
and also with you.
and also
Um,
with you. Um,
I want to get an update on any happenings on the island. And you'll know what she means by that because
mm,
it's not like bad gossip, but they always keep each other informed when they hear of
yeah,
things that are going on.
he'll kind of like that tap of the side of the nose that people do that you can't see me do because I'm
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like kind of give you a look with a smile. It's like yeah, I will let you know.
Thank you.
Hmm. And finish up. He'll head back, finish up setting his tent, and you're all free to do whatever you wish. It is music. There's food. There's people dancing, talking. Um, there are many many things going around. Definitely drinks. There's definitely drinks there.
Mm-hmm.
So it is up to you. Should you decide to do anything or everything?
Mm-hmm. It seems appropriate that there is some island moonshine going on right
Oh, for sure. There's definitely some island moonshine.
now.
Not the same as the Centaur moonshine, but very similar.
Yeah. Um. Well, Anthony, you were wanting some spicy food. Shall we get something to eat and something to drink?
Yeah, if they have some nice spicy rice, I would like that a lot with lamb. If they or do your people eat meat here?
Yes.
Then yes, I would like something with spicy rice and
We'll
yeah.
see what they've prepared. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll kind of lead them off.
You leave them off, and you go to the food section, and Laura's a lot. There's a lot of food here. There's many types of different rice. There seems to be like a paella, which is full of it's rice full of different types of shellfish and seafood.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a little spicy, not too much. There seems to be a rice that seems not it doesn't seem a bright orange, but it has that coloring. It seems to be have some beans mixed into it. You can definitely see the spices, smell the spices. It's a little bit more spicy. You see this really nice, just brown white rice with herbs and just spices, not spicy, but spices.
Mhm.
And um, and you see, uh, um, giant what effectively are walks over fire with meat being cooked in chunks and vegetables almost like stir fry. Some are have more of a creamy consistency like possibly curry. um and you see people sautéing these vegetables with they're putting in sauces and spices and eggs and sprouts, and it's a whole bunch of different sections of food, and there seems to even towards the end seems to be a broth that they seem to be doing fresh broth with bone and other I'm gonna use the word spices a lot in this area description, but spices, because there's no blonde food here.
No.
There seems to be also an area of desserts. There seems to be a dessert that in itself has rice. It's a sweet rice, it's almost like a sticky pudding, kind of. It seems to have a lot of cinnamon. Um, as well. They seem to have some flaky, buttery pastries with what some sort of reddish jam in the middle with powdered sugar on top. Another one that seems to be the same but glazed, just a different shape. The first one is a square. This one's more of a bit of a uh, I don't know shape names, but elongated triangle.
Mhm.
But by the sides, not from the top. I know what I mean. Figure it out. And there seems to be even a section as you walk to that section, you can tell it's cooler. There even seems to be ice cream, a very natural tropical ice cream. There seems to be coconut ice cream and passion fruit ice cream, and pineapple ice cream, and it's a strawberry ice cream, and it seems to be just whole session of a section of tropical ice creams with chunks of the fruit inside of it. It's really, really nice. And basically anything else that you would like to add, you're free to add, but space a Roshin, but this is basically the whole explanation what is going on here.
Yeah, I'll be
There's
telling them
also
what's going to be an L.
also in the back you see there's being roasted a few pigs, maybe
Mm.
two. They're pretty big, but
Mhm.
there is a lot of people here tonight. But you see you can smell the just the fat dripping off, and they seem to have that already, that crispy skin, that
Mhm.
crackle. So it's definitely some good food. God, I want to go back home and eat that food.
um,
um,
help yourselves to whatever you want.
Fantastic. Um, Duck
If
away,
you're
grab
really
some
looking for
rice.
spicy, that's probably the hottest thing, and I'll just point to one of the rice dishes.
hmm
Mm, he takes some and
yeah.
puts them in like a bowl or on a plate.
Yeah. Do you
Mhm.
you have they seem to be quite larger, but a wooden plate that have seems to have a slight dip, so you don't just overflow
Mhm.
everything. But it is seems to be a bit larger. People know that people like to eat a lot in these celebrations, but
Mhm.
you can get what's effectively that rice and some spicier as well curry. Um, should you want something spicy,
Mhm.
the pig isn't spicy, but it is very, very delicious.
Mm.
Um, and that's what they tell you.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can
Roshin's
effectively,
just gonna have to fill her plate with all of her
yeah,
favorites. It's like
yeah,
when you've been away from your own type of food for so long, and you come back and you're like, I'm gonna have
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Yeah, you can definitely do that. There also definitely seems to be some sort of fritters of sorts. You can hear the crackling and popping of oil as they're freshly making these
Mm.
fritters, fish fritters, pork fritters, what are basically empanadas.
Is there
And
like plantain fritters? Because
oh
those,
yeah, there's definitely
yeah.
plantain fritters.
Mm.
There's effectively also what is mofongo. If you don't know what that is, Google it. It is delicious.
Mhm.
Filled with there seems to be ones that are filled with seafood, others with pork, others with chicken and stuff like that. So there are many things that you can eat
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
be happy with and be full and come back for seconds and thirds
She's
and fourths.
she's almost enjoying the fact that like tonight, unlike some other festivals, she's not going to be getting physically active with anyone, so she can eat more because you don't want to get a cramp midway through any fun extra, curricular
Yeah.
activities. So she's going to be like having a plate of some favorites that are maybe lighter, and then another plate, and then another. She'll
Mhm.
just keep going back for more so
Oh,
she
for
can
sure. Yeah, yeah, you can do that.
make the most of it.
But Lucy, are you having any food?
Yeah, she'll grab a plate of food.
Yeah.
Just assortment
Mm-hmm.
things.
All right. And as you all sit down, grab your plate. You can sit down. What is effectively almost like logs around the fire. There's many logs. And there's even tables as well. Should you want to sit on tables.
Mm-hmm.
But you're there. You're eating, having fun. You see lots of people come up and say hi to you, Roshin, and introduce
Mm-hmm.
themselves. And everybody roll me a perception check.
Oh.
You say that, Softfire, but my sister has done the exact same thing.
It's an 18.
Don't see shit.
18.
I rolled a 7.
19?
Okay. 19. Anthony, you're too enthralled by this delicious spicy food and everything else. But Lucy and Russia, you do above the sounds of the um above the sounds of the festival, you hear faintly very strange sounding wolf howl.
Hmm.
That's it.
Uh, does Roshi know what it is?
You do know what it is.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, good to know someone will also be enjoying themselves this evening.
What?
The sound. Did you not hear it, Anthony?
No.
Oh, there's. It's a werewolf.
I met her. No, I don't think I've met actually anywhere else. I heard they're pretty good people. Lycanthropy is an interesting
Yes.
side effect of things.
Um. He's someone I know. I guess in theory you might meet him before we leave.
Hmm. Did you know there's were swans and were geese? Like they're terrifying from what I hear.
I think of all the lycanthropic creatures, where geese do sound the most terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
What would that even look like? I don't even know.
I would think it's like your giant boar only with teeth and wings.
And like a beak?
Yeah,
Wow.
terrifying.
Yeah, that doesn't sound. Hmm.
as as your excuse me, as you are eating and talking, you do see a couple of people around um having fun, and you see many of your friends are sharing. You even see a bit far, not far away, but close to the celebration, what seems to be a giant who's just sitting having fun talking to people. um you kind of felt him before you saw him, but there is
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was a stone giant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a stone giant that seems to be at the edges of the festivities, just sitting around talking to people, enjoying the music.
She's just gonna
Um,
smile fondly when she sees him. Like,
yeah, yeah. But if there's anything specific you all like to do, feel free. If you're looking for any specific people, feel free.
No, Lucy's just following Ro around.
Mm-hmm. Um. Does she see anyone nearby that she's gonna that that she would want to go and catch up with? Anyone particularly
Um,
close to her?
you can go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. Oh, it's a 10.
10. Possibly. I mean, there's many people that you know. You see off in the distance a few people that you've talked to here and there, but nobody very, very close to you.
Hmm. Okay. The giant's called Brakar.
Raka.
He's a lovely man.
Hmm.
Little intimidating when you first meet, so I hear, but he's nice. He's helpful.
Well, giants, by their very nature, are intimidating.
Absolutely. But there really are all sorts here.
Hmm.
I wonder if there's any races that aren't represented here. I don't even know.
Are dryads vegetarians?
Um,
I would assume
Maybe.
so.
Mostly they might have an insect or two. I don't actually know.
Hmm.
I've never encountered what a tree might want to eat.
What do trees eat?
Well, it's nutrients out of the soil, isn't it? What if she
Well,
eats dirt?
dryad is not necessary. I mean,
No,
she's
I
not a
know.
tree. She's a
No.
dryad.
Yes. It's maybe something that could be brought up. I don't actually know.
Well, I'm gonna go find out. And put some rice on a plate.
And you're heading to the tree, the gift.
Yeah, I'll get some ice cream, some rice, some meats, and just see what she likes.
All right.
Stay safe, Anthony.
It's an
Mm.
island. How can I get lost?
Oh, I don't mean lost. Never mind. Just, I'm sure you'll make very sensible life choices.
I never do.
um.
I'm sure.
You go. Make a survival check to see if you remember your way back at night when your old man dies.
15.
15. Yeah, it's easy enough. You're able to track kind of where you are and where the tree is, and you see the tree. You don't seem again. You enter this beautiful clearing that has this one giant um tree in the middle with ash colored bark and beautiful pink blossoms with some hints of yellows coming through that kind of form the canopy of this clearing, and it spans out feet and feet and feet. um and you don't see her immediately. You want to make a perception check?
9.
9. You don't seem to see her.
I'll just set the plate and food and ice cream with the little spoon
Hmm.
down by the roots and just kind of call up to the tree. I don't know what you eat, but this is vegetarian rice with like coconut and mango. It's pretty good. This has like meats, and this is ice cream.
You hear a ruffle of the trees and the blossoms from up top, and you see her bright orange eyes just kind of uh looking down at you. Hello, grumpy man.
Hello. So yeah, so this is not vegetarian. This is vegetarian.
Hmm?
This is ice cream.
Uh and you see she's kind of gracefully using the branches and almost acrobating herself down the tree with gracefully no issue, and she'll kind of land next to you, and you see kind of like a puff of petals as she lands. Ooh, no one's ever brought me food.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Um, so I don't know what dryads actually eat, so if you can't eat rice, I'm sorry.
Well, we can eat many things. We can sustain ourselves off of sunlight and nutrients like many trees, but we can eat
Should try the ice cream first, but you know, the spicy food might actually be good before.
before spicy before, ice cream after.
Yes.
All right. You're not gonna trap me with this food, are you?
I don't even know how to do that.
Oh. Hmm. All right. Don't go to the Feywild. And she'll kind of sit down, cross-legged, and start eating the food. And she'll try the spicy food, and she's like, "Oh, oh, oh." It's like when that spiciness
Mm-hmm.
hits. Oh, this is. It's like it.
Party in your mouth.
Yeah, it's like hot and almost like a like a bad tickle in my mouth, but good.
A bad tickle in your mouth. I like that.
Yes, I don't know how else to explain it. I think I like it. She'll keep eating it for a little bit. Um, I don't know. Maybe, possibly. She'll put it down.
Oh my god, she is the beer meme. You know, like the woman who drinks something and then she goes, well.
The kombucha meme.
Yeah,
Yeah. Kombucha girl.
kombucha. Yeah.
Maybe. Nah.
Nah.
Uh.
Well.
Well. And you said this ice cream later, after, before,
Yes.
after. What ice cream did you bring her?
I just brought her vanilla because I wasn't sure the flavor she'd like.
All right. She'll take a little bit of it. And she's like, "Oh, this feels much better. This is much better than the bad tickle." Yes. Um. It's cold. It's nice. Refreshing. It's sweet. I like it.
Try the vegetarian. It's not spicy. It's kind of got a milder taste. You might like the milder foods then.
Milder, milder. All right. She'll put part of. She hasn't eaten the entire ice cream yet, but she'll kind of like do that thing where you kind of the spoon is like up like backwards in your mouth, and you just kind of like making sure everything's off it.
Mhm.
um, um, and she'll try the milder fish. She's like, "Ooh, this one's nice. I like this one. This one's a little bit of spice, but good, good. I like it. Yes, I think yes, I like it. Which one do you like?
I can't have ice cream, but I
Oh,
really like spicy foods a lot, and I like the bad tickle in my mouth.
well, here you can have the rest, and she'll kind of give put hand a plate over to you as she eats some more milder food.
I think Anthony likes a lot of bad tickles.
He does. Uh, so,
um,
so you like the mild foods and sweet foods? That makes
I
sense.
love sweet food,
Yes.
especially if it's fruit. Um, I'm surprised, Grumpy Man, that you came and brought me food and visited me.
Well, I figured since it's a night of gathering, you should be part of it.
Hmm. You didn't seem to like me very much.
It's not you personally, it's
Hmm.
past things.
Hmm. Bad encounters.
Lots of bad encounters, yeah.
Hmm. Well, I hope to be a good one. I promise I won't trick you. For now. For tonight. Hmm.
Good. But if you want to go join the festivals, I mean, lots of people there.
Mm, no, comfortable here.
Okay,
I like my tree. It's nice.
it's a good tree.
It is a good tree. It's my tree.
Your tree.
Mm-hmm.
If you want some more food, just let me know. I'll bring some before I have to leave.
Um, Here, she'll give you another blossom. If it turns purple, that means I want more ice cream. Fruity?
Fruity. They have strawberry, pineapple, mango, maybe? I don't know.
Mango. Do they have passion fruit? Passion fruit. It has this nice, sweet but bitter taste. It's almost sour, but it's really, really nice. You should try it if you haven't tried it. It's really, really good.
I think they do.
You should try it. You should bring me some. And we could
Okay,
try it together.
I'll bring you some.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, go, go,
Alright, tuck it
bring me
away.
some.
I'm going to get some. Go back to the party. Get a
uh,
big bowl of passion fruit ice cream.
yeah. Meanwhile, are you two doing anything specific?
Mm, no. I might inquire with people that are maybe passing by or saying hello if they have seen either Calliope or Cordelia recently.
Calliope or Cordelia?
Mentor and the close
Yeah, yeah.
friend
No,
slash
I know. Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, Make a general investigation check if you're asking people.
Okay. I'm just wanting to know if they've seen them basically.
Yeah,
18.
18. Some of them tell you that they've seen them at the festival, but they're not sure where they are specifically. Others tell you Calliope seems to have gone into the forest, but others tell you she went to the the beach. Some tell you that Cordelia is by the bonfire, possibly by the food stand, but they both seem to be here.
Okay. Well, if I'm not sure exactly where Calliope is, I'll just wait and see if she can find me.
Yeah. It's one
Uh,
of those things where people have seen them in different areas at
yeah.
different times. It's like that's the last time I saw
Mhm.
them. That's where I last saw them.
Sure.
Um, but yeah. Um, Lucy, are you interested in doing anything specific? Talking to anyone? Getting more food because it's delicious.
Lucy's definitely not gonna stuff herself. But no, she doesn't have a connection really to anyone here, so she's not. She's just
Yeah.
hanging out with Ro.
Yeah. And I'll offer like if I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
and look for Cordelia, I'll take you with me.
Okay.
Mhm.
Go make a perception check. You can do it with advantage because you know the places you are looking for.
Um, um 22.
22. You kind of look through the food stand or the drink stand, and uh, you don't seem to see her. But then you look towards the bonfire, and as she seems to had just started walking in towards that area, and she's talking and laughing with some people.
Mhm.
Um, 1 second, let me open this up.
Mhm. And I'll have explained to Lucy as we're approaching that she's a good friend of mine.
Um, yes, and so you see, um, there we go. Sorry. Uh, tongue tied, tongue tied. Oof.
Mm.
Um, it was early in the morning for me, guys.
Mhm.
But you see a half open woman. She seems to have wavy, big wavy, not brown, but like
Auburn.
a auburn hair. Yeah.
Mhm.
She seems to have some facial paintings on her, and she's dressed in very casual clothing. Um, and she seems to be laughing and talking with some other people. Um, and yeah, she's just she doesn't seem to notice you, but
Hmm. She's a lot of fun, Lucy. Knows how to have a good time, if you know what I mean. As I wander over to try and catch her
mhm,
attention.
mhm. You easily enough catch her attention. She is a friend of yours and is quite fond of you. And
Hmm.
she kind of waves off someone and then kind of goes and talks to you and goes to you, gives you a big friendly smile. She has a drink in her hand, gives you a big squeeze, and she's like, Roisin, how are you, dear?
I'm good. Doing really well, actually. Yeah. Um,
I'm glad.
just arrived
You
back
look
last
very
night.
well.
Thank you. um, yes, I've been doing a lot of traveling. Good for the
Mm.
leg muscles, I suppose.
Oh, very good for the leg muscles and those buttocks.
Thank you.
Mm.
This is Lucy,
And
by the way,
oh,
traveling
I
companion
was
of mine.
about to ask.
Yes.
Hello, Lucy, and she'll offer a hand.
Mm.
Hello.
She's
Yeah.
become something of a daughter figure and close
Oh.
friend of mine.
And she'll take your hand and she'll give you a kiss on the back of the hand. It is lovely to meet you, Lucy.
You as well.
So, are you enjoying the festivities? You clearly aren't of the islands.
No, definitely not. It's fun so far.
Hmm. Things will get much more fun soon, don't worry. So,
Yes.
what can
Have
I
you
do
been
for
keeping
you?
well?
Oh, I've been keeping perfectly fine. Perfectly fantastic.
Hmm. Feels like an age since I saw you last.
It has been. It's been quite some
Hmm.
time.
I know I wasn't able to properly explain to you why I'd left,
Oh dear, don't worry about that.
but yes, we've been busy. Still busy with it, actually. It's only really a visit. I'm not properly back yet.
Oh, well, hope you get to make the most out of your time here.
I do
As
too.
much as you can, at least. Hmm.
Yes. Um, I will be. But I'm going to eat a lot of island food tonight, so
Oh, yes, it's quite delicious what they have out tonight. I think they've really outdone themselves tonight. Have you tried any, Lucy?
Yes, a little bit of everything earlier.
Good. I hope you haven't eaten too much.
No?
Alright, she'll give you a wink.
um well, has everyone been all right? Is there any gossip going around?
Uh, gossip, let's see. And she tells you about a few people who. It's just kind of like who's quote unquote dating who.
Hmm.
Some of new recruits, and she's like, Moran being a bitch as always.
Yes, she's
Hasn't changed and will not change, but I don't
well,
really care about her.
no, it's a pity. I feel like living like your life that acidic must be quite exhausting.
Well, that no, that seems to be a her problem.
Yes, until she tries to make it an other people problem.
Oh, darling, I stop her right in her tracks.
I know.
But I can be nice, but I can also be very, very, very mean. If you like that
I
sort
know.
of thing. And she'll look to Lucy.
Well,
But yeah.
um, I'm gonna have to have a meeting with Elder Magda tomorrow.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yes, she wants an update on what I've been doing.
She seems to be much more uptight lately. Don't know
Oh,
she already is. No offense, I know she's your mentor and such, but she has quite an attitude sometimes.
yes. When did that start?
It's on and off.
Hmm.
The joys of being the elder.
Yes, well,
Don't blame her.
it's a lot of responsibility.
I mean, yes, 3 islands to look after.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to have potentially difficult conversation with her, so I'm hoping she's amenable to it tomorrow. We also have to try and gain access to certain areas for us to investigate while we're here.
Mm.
Hmm.
Good luck with that. If you're trying to include everyone, you know how she is. How we are.
Yes, but she might see the importance and the value of us being able to do our work, so that's my hope.
But I wish you the best. I'm sure she'll
Hmm.
be a lot looser tomorrow after, if she is involved in her own festivities.
She will. The full moon is important to her.
Mm-hmm. You know, a good fuck will loosen anybody up.
Well, certainly.
Tell me,
Unfortunately, I don't
Lucy.
get the joys of that anytime soon, so
Poor you.
poor me
She'll
indeed.
kind of pinch your cheek. You need to be loosened up, Lucy. I'm more than glad to help.
Thanks, but I think I'm alright for now.
Oh, should you change your mind, I'll be around.
I see you've never changed, Cordelia.
Mm-hmm. It's for the best. I'm a lovely person.
I know, I remember.
Mm-hmm. Well, should you, since you can't take in part in certain activities today,
Hmm.
enjoy yourself.
I have my ways.
Mm-hmm. I know, but so how do you find the outside world?
It's been eye opening,
Mm.
both in good and bad ways. There's a lot of things I've been trying to get used to. Things are a little less open and expressive there.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And lots of different customs. I had to wear a corset once. That was
Ooh,
an experience.
I'm sure they
But
make you look fantastic, but oh,
yes, well, it wasn't overly comfortable, but I was taught how to breathe properly in it, and it did make my boobs look fantastic. So can't
I'm
complain
sad I
really.
missed it.
Mm. Well, I'll maybe do dress up for you later.
Mm-hmm. We'll see if you can find me. Mm.
Well, I'm sure you'll be very busy.
Hopefully.
Well, happy hunting in that regard.
Mm. Thank you.
Hmm.
I
But
always get my glory,
mm-hmm.
but
I'll see you later. We can catch up a bit.
all right. If you can't find me, we'll talk tomorrow, yes?
Yes. Yes. Doesn't have to be tonight. I'm sure you'll be very busy.
I'll be around
Mm.
and around and around.
Oh, Cordelia.
Hmm. But you enjoy the festivities and she kind of boops your nose.
Mm.
And you, lovely Lucy, enjoy your nights.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So I'll give her a hug and like
Yeah.
a forehead kiss.
She gives a smile and gives you a tight hug. It's good to see you again.
It's nice
Do
to
let
see
me
you
know
again
before
too.
you leave.
I will. I have things to update you on.
All right. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to hear the outside world gossip.
Yes. And I will show you the corset before I go.
Hmm.
Can maybe get you to try it on. I think you'd like it, honestly.
Maybe. Maybe. Well, ta-ta. And she'll kind of give a little finger wave and go back to the
Hmm.
people she was talking to.
She can be a bit of intense at times, but she's a good woman.
Lucy just nods and keeps observing the people around him.
Hmm. She certainly helped me a lot a few years ago when I was in a dark place. But we don't have to talk about that now. Let's just go and mingle.
Lead the way.
As you mingle, Anthony, you have a nice chat with Liliana, I believe is what we named her. My notes are correct.
Mm.
Lilea. Sorry, I read that wrong. Dyslexia. Lilea. And she's very grateful for the passion fruit. She makes very happy, yummy noises. Is there anything specific you would like to talk to her about?
No, he just wanted to make sure she had some food and stuff like that before he went back to the party and started playing cards with some random people.
You start playing cards. To give me high or low.
Hi?
Okay. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. You start playing cards, and it takes a couple rounds until you realize this is a game of strip poker.
He pauses and says, well, he folds the cards and puts them down neatly. That's my hand. Goodbye.
You hear kind of like disappointed ahs and as you leave, but they let you leave. Um, you, yep,
Go find a fireplace and just sit down with another smaller bowl of rice and just eat
yeah.
that.
And you see people sitting around. While again, it is the time of a lot of sexual things, but there are people just sitting around chatting. People come and go. Some stay away for longer. Other not so much. Not everybody seems to participate in those things. People are just here to just have fun as well. Just good old regular fun.
Hmm.
Um, Again, you two, you mingle, and you talk to different people, as the night wears on, you are free to, if you'd like, go get your tattoo from Bryn.
Hmm.
We'll kind of fast play through that unless there's something specific you would like to talk about.
No, I mean,
Um,
she'd make sure she would find Anthony first before going.
yeah.
So she likes passion fruit ice cream.
Mm. She
Doesn't
has
like
good
spicy
taste.
food. Yes. No
Mm.
spicy food for her.
That's fair.
Bad tickle in her mouth, as she puts it.
That's one way of describing it.
I suppose.
Mm, so, you find Anthony, and you're free to go to the your dear friend and tattoo with Bryn. He
Hmm.
seems to have just finished with someone, and you see someone. Um, he doesn't seem to be doing big tattoos at the moment because it's kind of like almost like
Hmm.
a Friday the 13th, kind of like smaller tattoos, so he can get
Hmm.
to many people. But he had just finished doing this lovely tattoo on this Fire Genasi's right where their ear is, and it kind of comes down into their right under their cheekbone into the hollow of their cheek, and it has this beautiful swirling patterns. And It's almost like they seem to have this really nice, beautiful, deep red skin, and the tattoo itself seems to be almost a shimmering gold that stands out against their skin really, really beautifully. And they kind of they leave the tent with a smile, and as you walk in, Bryn smiles at all of you as well. If Lucy are going as well, and he just again with a big friendly attitude, is like, "Oh, so you're back. The tattoo talk. What would you like?"
Well, both, of course. It's just nice being in your presence, dear. And I'll go up and, like, arms around his shoulders, but do the forehead press that our people do.
Mm-hmm. And he'll do that. He'll close his eyes and like stay there for a moment. Now, what can I do? You want tattoo? You want to tattoo Mr. Anthony and you, Miss Lucy?
Not tonight.
Oh,
Thank
all
you, though.
right. You're very welcome. So what would you two like?
Um, Anthony kind of sits down and pulls his sleeve up over his shoulder, and there's a scar reaching from his elbow up past his shoulder. And can you put a trinity flower, like blooming from this particular scar?
All the way up, a series of flowers.
Oh, just one.
And the beginning, the middle, the top. Where would you like it?
He points to kind of where the shoulder meets the arm section, kind of right in
Mm?
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can do that for you. Just the one, then.
Yeah, can you do it in like a dotted, sparse, simplistic pattern? I don't need it colored in.
Of course. I can dress something up for you real quick.
Would he have seen a Trinity flower before?
Um,
Because I hadn't seen them until we got there. But I can make him one so that he can use that to reference.
yeah, that is a good question. Yeah, he would. I guess he would say. Yeah, he would say.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a drawing of this flower? I unfortunately have not seen it before.
Yeah, pulls out his notebook and shows him the drawing he's done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all right. Quite beautiful. These flowers. Yes, I can do that.
Hmm. They're very stubborn flowers.
Hmm.
For a very stubborn man.
Mm.
Good.
They thrive in harsh environments, and though delicate, they are subject to change.
Simplistic pattern then.
Yes, please.
All right. Uh any freedom in the type of line work?
Um,
Thin and delicate. I could do a type of pointillism. I could do almost seems like a series of lines that make one big, almost like a sketch.
a sketch would be good.
All right, I could do that for you. And he'll take a moment, just a few minutes, to draw things up.
I'll
Uh,
druid craft him one so you can see the source material as well. Just in
um,
case that helps with his
yeah,
inspiration.
for sure.
Just and also
Roshin,
so that he can have seen one before in his
yeah.
life, you know.
Roshin, you're beautiful and amazing.
I try my very best.
I don't know how to survive without you at all. And he'll take it and he'll draw out something. And it's this very, very beautiful. Have you seen kind of like sketch tattoos? It has
Mm-hmm.
this very. It is looks like I said, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look undone. In itself, it is a finished piece of work. It's something very simple, but he shows it to you if you approve it.
He nods and smiles. Yes, I like that quite a bit.
Beautiful. Let's get you set up, and he'll kind of point you over to a seating area. And once you show the spot, he'll again start cleaning. Tattoo, 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 tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we take very good care of making sure we have hygienic places to give tattoos, even in fantasy world, guys. Go to a tattoo artist,
Mm-hmm.
professional.
Mm-hmm.
Pay the money, please. Um, and he gives you a beautiful Trinity flower tattoo. Kind of gives you that the two mirrors so you can see it.
Mm, I like it. It's beautiful.
I'm glad, so I take pride in all my work, big or small. Now, my dear Roshi, what would you like?
Well, she's gonna pull out her own kind of design to show him so that he can do his own, but like her
Mhm.
idea. Um, I want the triple moon sequence,
Mhm.
and then here and here I'd like little silver birds, silver ink if you've got it. You know the really nice one that
I
and
do.
she'll describe shiny silver like the gold that she's got.
Mhm.
And then underneath it, so she's kind of wanting it on her chest,
Mhm.
and having like flowers underneath it and do like little moon flowers.
Okay. That for you will take the rest of the night. Just a
Mm-hmm.
couple of tattoos. Um, you can definitely do that. He doesn't. He's happy to clear out the rest of the night for you.
Mm.
It's
Darn
time to,
tootin'.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's more time to spend with you, and he talks about island gossip and stuff. You two
Yeah.
are free to do what you want. If there's nothing specific, um, we could fast forward. Should you want? Excuse me.
There's nothing specific tonight for Lizzie, but she will use her message cantrip and ask him discreetly if she can come back tomorrow.
Bryn.
Hmm.
You. It takes a moment. Roshin kind of hear. You notice him pause for a second, but you don't hear what he's saying
Mm.
for the nature of the. But he says, "Of course, I'm free for any friend of Roshin."
She doesn't say anything else, she just nods.
Yeah. All right. And the night passes.
Mm. She's gonna update him on like if the other two aren't necessarily there with her, she's gonna speak to him about uh Anthony and Lucy and how they're like family now, and just kind of
Yeah,
just chat away with him about the new friends that she's made.
yeah. He'll chat away with you, tell you about island gossip and all that stuff. Um, you two, if you're around in the festival, you do see there's a point, especially when the moon's high up, the full moon's high up and its highest peak. Some people do seem to leave in groups or in pairs, um, to their own personal space. And but there's still people around, still food going around, drinks, pastries, music. Like Roshin had mentioned, some people do it, but it's not necessary. It's not required. Should you want to find someone to spend the night with, you are free to do so. Um, there are many for you to pick from.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yes, I'm assuming Anthony, do you want to spend the night with someone?
No, he will go back to the treehouse to stay the night.
All right, and you, Lucy, dear.
Lucy will just go back to Rose's house. She's not
Oh,
interested tonight.
Mm-hmm.
all right. So the night you spend, you can still hear the music. It's still nice. A nice um atmosphere. Um, and you spend the night there relaxing. You can go to bed should you want to. Rushing, you spend the rest of the night catching up with Bryn and even Robbie.
Yeah.
Um,
If before like when that sort of part of the evening is done, she's gonna want to go on a wander and call her husband and just
you
speak with him a bit. Not just that, but she's gonna want to like actually have a conversation with him.
all right. Where would you like to go?
She might go down to the beach.
All right. Uh,
Um,
mhm.
and just
There's a couple people there, but all spaced out. They're keeping social distancing. Um,
mm-hmm. Um, she won't go to the crystal case because she would have done that because it's really nice in the moonlight, but she imagines someone might be there. So she'll find her own spot so that she can have some privacy.
mhm,
Um, are you awake?
I am looking
Mm,
at the full moon, thinking of you.
yeah. Um, well, as I told you, we're on the islands now.
How's that
Um,
going?
it's going okay. Nobody's really well. Hendrix pulled me aside to let me know that you and Ash had left in case I didn't know.
Mhm.
Um, which was nice of him, and Ravi and Bryn seem to be keeping well. Bryn says he's been a little sad, but that he's fine.
I'll try to keep in contact with Robbie however I can.
Well, I can find some time before we leave and give him this other side of the sending stone.
Oh, that that would be great. I'm sure he would like to hear from mom and dad too.
Yeah. So I figured we could maybe do that at some point, maybe tomorrow night. And I
Thank you,
asked
my love.
Hendrix just, you're welcome. It's been nice being back,
That's
but
good.
I'm going to be speaking with Magda tomorrow. So I
Mm.
imagine a couple of things will need to be brought up with her, but I am going to be proposing that I function with the majority of my time off the island. But
Oh,
if it's possible for me to stay connected and still a part of them at the same time, we'll see how that goes.
well, I wish you luck, my love, but I know you are more than capable of convincing people.
Sometimes. But
She's just a hard woman to reach.
yes, but I'd like to think that she has enough care and respect for me to value my thoughts and my feelings.
I'm sure she does. I know she cares a lot about you.
Yes, it's just whether she was obviously rather firm in the matter that I not see Ash or yourself back then, so I'm not sure how she'll react to this, but I'm willing to try regardless. Because I do want to be with you both.
I want you to be with us, but I don't want to cause you any trouble, I guess.
Don't worry about that. It's going to happen regardless, even if there is trouble.
Yes, well, still, I just worry about you.
I know. At some point, if they have not already, there's going to be 2 amulets of warding. They avoid you being detected by magical means. I'd like you and Ash to wear them at all times, if that's alright.
Uh, yeah, should there be something we should be on the lookout for?
um, it's hard to give specifics as to what to look out for, but yes. We have.
Okay.
Remember, I told you before about always having an eye on Ash, and that there's an organization that seemed to steal children that we're.
Yes, very much so.
Well, they managed to catch up with us and
Are you alright?
attacked Anthony first. Yes, I'm fine. But it became very real that they are able to have eyes on us. And not only that, but also perhaps the political leaders of the country you're living in. We're not sure why, but they
Mm.
too are. It's less so about me, but it's about someone I travel with. So, either way,
I'll make sure that we wear those. I
thank
thought moving back things would be simpler,
you.
easier, but that never seems to be the case, I guess.
Well, the one thing the country you're in now doesn't have that the islands do is safety.
Why are you suggesting I go back with Ash?
No, I'm not. But that is the price we'll both be paying for not being here. But it was the one thing that we could guarantee about being here is that it is at least safe. But if we can't be together, then that doesn't really feel worth it
We
anymore.
can provide our own safety, Roshin.
Yes, we will. I'll feel a little more comfortable if you were not on Kalish. And I don't mean back on the islands, I mean the consideration of moving to Aloria.
Like I said, I'm more than happy to consider it, but it just seems something that we both need to talk about in
I know.
person.
I know. I understand. But like I say, I feel where you are right now is not the safest. But they might not be have their eyes on me or you. So we might be fine. But this is just a precaution.
Alright, we'll take any precautions I need. I'll talk to Mom about ordering the house.
That would be appreciated, thank you.
Alright, I've made sure Ash's been staying in the house.
Good.
I feel a bit paranoid, but
Better to err on the side of caution right now than have regrets.
I know.
Stay indoors, guys. Keep yourself safe.
Quarantine.
Uh-huh. That'll give me some peace of mind. Anyway, I will perhaps be in touch tomorrow then if we do try to get you in communication with your brother.
Thank you.
And if there's anyone else you need to speak to, let me know. I can facilitate that, obviously.
I don't want to get you in trouble right now. I just want to make sure my brother's alright. He's doesn't show a lot of emotion, unlike me. He turned out more like a father,
Yes.
like dad.
He's alright though.
Sweet
And
as
he's
your
got
mom.
Bryn. Yeah.
Oh, yes, he does. They've been inseparable even from before I left the island. Wonder how that turned out.
They still seem happy. But, yes, it'll all be alright. Anyway, why don't we enjoy the full moon together?
Now that is a good idea. And the last thing's like, let me tell you about all the ways I've missed you. And then we fade to black.
Okay.
And with that, we'll fade to black for about 5 minutes because we need a break. I'm sure you need a break. Go get a drink. Get your own hydration breaks. God, we've had so many.
They're wonderful. Thank you, Saucefire.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. We do need them. Hydrate or dihydrate, guys.
See you in 5.
See you in 5.
Bye.
Bye. I'm waving, but you can see me.
And we're back.
Hi everyone. You can't see me, but I'm here, and I'm saying hi and waving to you. Um,
Hi.
Hi. Um, but many things happened. Uh, the night before. Unless Auntie and Lucy have anything specific to talk about, we will skip to the next morning. Next morning, Oshin,
Mm.
you did get a message from a bird. A
Okay.
little crow. I like crows. Yeah, we'll go with crows. A
Mhm.
little crow, kind of tapping on your window. They're smart birds.
I'll
Um,
go and let it in.
yeah. It kind of perches on your arm, and you see that it does have a little scrolled up piece of paper
Mhm.
on his foot. There we go.
Yeah.
Foot.
Yep.
I Words are so hard for me today, guys.
That's okay. Yes, I'll take the scroll, and I will thank the bird for
Hmm.
doing a good job. And I'll maybe find some food that I can give it so it can have a snack before it goes.
Yeah. It'll take it and do that thing birds do where they kind of like just put their head back and just kind of swallow it.
Mhm.
I think that's how crows eat.
Mm.
It is in
Mhm.
my world.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm God. Or Satan. Both. Neither? Maybe. Anyway, um, it flies off easily, and the note, as you open it, it is from the elder, and it is letting you know that she'll be awaiting you. Um, it basically about mm, late morning.
Mhm.
She'll be awaiting your presence in her basically what would be akin to her offices.
Mm.
Uh you're being
Okay.
called to the principal's office, Roshin.
Okay. Mhm.
Um
Nothing to worry about there.
no. So you both could talk.
Mhm.
And Anthony and Lucy, do you sleep in?
No, Anthony would have been up early. He's writing letters.
All right. So you see Roshin getting this message. I'm assuming Roshin, you make food for everyone?
Of course.
Of course. Uh Lucy, are you sleeping?
Not necessarily. I mean, she won't like get up at the crack of dawn, but she'll get up
Yeah.
at like a reasonable hour, eat breakfast with them, and then she'll sending to
Bryn.
Bryn and
Mm-hmm.
ask where and when to show up.
um as you send a message, he'll let you know there is a he has his own place in one of the lower at the quote unquote tree houses at the base of the tree, and he'll let you know which one it is, and you can stop by whenever you feel ready.
Cool. After breakfast, she'll head out and just tell her friends that she's going out.
Mhm.
All right. Um
Drink some orange juice.
Why?
Because it's an orange juice type of day.
You are probably the weirdest person I've ever met. Leaves.
all right. As she leaves, you do have about an hour or so before you need to meet up with Elder Magdalena Yarrow.
Mhm.
Should you need anything to do? If not, we can go straight there.
Um. No. Anthony,
Hmm.
would you like to come with me?
Where?
I have to go and meet with the elder today, this morning.
Sure. I don't think she likes me, but yes.
It's it's not a matter of whether she likes people or not. She's just guarded.
Sure. Uh,
Um. She might at one point just want to speak to me, and maybe you could wait outside. But um, if we're trying to present the value of our situation, And if she has any questions, I think it would be nice if you were on hand to help with that.
Sure. What would you like me to say?
It, it'll depend really on what she has to ask about. I we have to try and gain access, if we can, for all three of us to the portal so that we can inspect what is going on there and try to see if it is behaving normally. And I'm going to be asking her if she will allow for me to adjust my role within my people so that I don't have to leave the tribes in order to not be living here permanently. And if possible, I could act in somewhat of an ambassadorial role for us. And I'm not entirely sure if she's going to say yes, but it would be nice to have some moral support for that backup character witness.
Sure.
I don't really know. I'm not sure what. I don't really
I
know how it's going to
will
go.
state the obvious, Roshin. Your people are an isolated group, yes?
Yes.
Do your people really need an ambassador?
Um, I think so. When it comes to matters like what we're currently dealing with, being closed off is all well and good, but had I not been sent away to investigate what's going on, nobody would have been telling them, and this fixed lay point is right next to a portal to the Feywild, something that is very important and sacred to our people, and it would have.
Yes,
It'll.
Roshin, you don't need an ambassador for that role, though.
I just think.
That's a scouting role.
No, I know. I more mean to improve our relations with others, we can still keep ourselves protected without necessarily being closed off. The people that we've been meeting, I think there is value to opening lines of communications, sharing information and skills, and not being so closed off. We can still choose to be pacifists and to detach from political turmoil without being isolationist. I think that's kind of what I've been learning during our travels, and I would like to, if I can, try to spearhead that and be the person who fulfills that role so that I can live with my husband and my son without the guilt and without feeling like I have to leave all of my people here behind. I would still be part of the tribes and can come back, and it feels like a happy medium.
True. But I will tell you, flat and plain, you'll need to make a choice. It's not going to be a happy choice.
No, I know. If she says no, I know I'll have to make a choice. But I would like to try and propose so that I don't necessarily have to choose between one or the other. I feel like there is potential to be able to be both.
If you can convince an isolationist group to open pathways, that would be amazing. However, you are convincing an isolationist group who's been isolated for hundreds and hundreds of years
Yes,
to
but
change their ways.
I was raised with that mindset and fully believed in it and embraced that that was who and what we were, and I had my eyes opened and can see the value in it, so surely that means that others can.
Sure. But then
It's
are you
worth.
a refugee or are you an open island?
I don't know. I just think being able to more easily make connections with people of worth. If there's a chance that that might work, I feel like it would be a positive change.
Sure,
They don't
but
have to connect.
you're thinking too big, bro. You need to think small in this. Propose a merchant trade ship that they can build a rapport with. Not
Maybe.
me necessarily, though I am quite good at selling things. I'm quite good at selling wool, but your island doesn't need wool. It needs nothing from the outside world, honestly.
No, that's why I just want to try and do something so that I don't have to feel that I have to abandon all of my people. If there is a way to, even in some small way, be it even just information gathering or just making the connection so that if something like these ley line issues happened again, I'm situated to speak with other people because we have a pre-established connection and can negotiate assistance.
Right. You are negotiating a scouting route then. Information gathering.
Maybe.
That's intelligence. That's notes and letters and things that are done in back rooms.
She won't just release me for that. There's no reason why I would have more skills for that job than someone else who's better suited. So, while that might work, I have a funny feeling it'd be someone else she would send for that. I meant to be about protecting our borders.
And your borders are on the island.
They don't have to be. Those are physical borders. There are other types.
Not in the way of politics. I know it's a hard talk coming from me, but I want to be realistic with you. I'm not saying your idea is bad. I think it's quite good. I think your island could benefit from having open communication. But when it comes down to it, your elder knows your borders are your islands, and my queen will see it as your borders are your islands. You have no say in our country.
It's not about having say in the country. I just don't want something like this threat, which isn't going to respect borders. It's in the ley lines. It's magical. It's in the earth itself. It doesn't care which country it's going to.
It's political in the end, Roshin. 2 of those ley lines are in my queen's country.
There's ley lines in all of the countries.
Yes.
But we should all be concerned about it.
Oh, yes, I agree, but convincing world leaders to be concerned about something is like convincing a chicken it shouldn't peck somebody's eye out. It's going to do it regardless.
Then I have nothing to offer for it then.
You have a court connection. That's pretty big. My queen would love to talk to your elder, I'm sure.
I just don't know if that's enough to convince the elder that it's me that should be doing that.
Well, the connection comes with you. Nobody else. I'm not offering this assistant to some rando I just met yesterday.
Maybe. It has to be something that my elder sees value in, though.
Then you better convince her.
I don't know how.
Offer something she can't refuse.
Like what?
big, scary political ally.
I don't know if that's something that she needs.
She
That she
will.
will think she needs. She's for over 800 years now, she's kept us detached from all of that to avoid the conflicts that it comes with.
Yes, but gently remind your elder. Her ley line connects to a court. Do you think the Lady of Twilight's gonna sit still if there's such a big back door to her court? Especially when it's under threat. Your islands are no longer safe if that's the case. She needs allies.
Maybe.
So, convince her she has a choice. She can be stubborn and see her island fall to ruin when two big nations come for it. Or she can pick and choose. You have to be the dog here. Can't be the submissive rat.
Yes. I. um. I can try.
There is no try, Ro. There's only you must.
At the end of the day, if she's going to refuse the notion, I will have to tell her that I'm leaving.
Then you tried.
Yes.
But in the end, her folly is her own, not yours.
Perhaps I could speak to Aiden if she seems unyielding. He's somewhat of her eventual successor, I think.
Talk to him afterwards then, if she says no. Gain allies where you can. Let as many people know as you can. Let them know she faulted here. It's mean and cruel, but it's necessary.
I think I think she might understand the value in it if enough of her people feel the way I do. They won't have seen the outside world, but I would like to think that they trust in my experiences. We'll see. Thank you, though. I would appreciate having you there. Just
Of course.
we can let Lucy know that we're going, so that if she wants to, she can be there. But
Remember, you have teeth.
I sure do. She's the one who encouraged them.
Let her know you're ready to bite. Anyways, let's go meet your elder, and I'll try not to fuck up the meeting too much.
Okay. Thank you. Can you let Lucy know as well? I'm gonna go and she's gonna go and get dressed in more traditional like clothing befitting of her role.
I'll call on the sending earring. Lucy, I'm gonna go fuck with the elder.
Oh. Um, and then I'll go and head towards her place.
Okay. As you head towards her place, Lucy, you usually get to Brent's home. Once you get there, he opens the door with a smile, ushers you in. It's just you and him. Um, Miss Lucy, to what do I owe this clandestine meeting?
I was hoping to get some of your work.
You honor me. Is there a specific reason? Well, I don't ask. Um, but I'm assuming privacy is of the utmost importance.
She looks a little embarrassed for a moment, and also a little like, I'm not comfortable here.
Yeah.
um,
Miss Lucy, I have tattooed many different body areas. You do not need to be embarrassed.
it's not about you. They represent things that I don't want to remember. And she just, with that, she steps in past the door where she. Oh my gosh! Hush!
Don't
No,
worry. He
no.
has a dog. Uh,
He has a hound dog now.
he has a hound
She
dog
steps
now.
in past the door where no one else would be able to
Yeah.
see her,
He
and
closes the door behind you.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she switches into her true face.
Ah. Hmm.
There's one on my leg I'd like covered.
He looks you over, takes you in. I can definitely do that. Your secret's safe with me, Miss Lucy.
She nods, and then she'll show him. She'll go with him, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm
He
assuming he
has,
has a table
yeah,
to sit on.
he has a specific on his in his home a specific room for tattoos that's very nice, very clean. Um, you see there's art on the walls, sketches, a table full of inks, and another kind of to make the inks, different types. It's the good old stick and poke, but different types of some have the one, others have more finer needles. Some have a lot of them, like very very fine, almost in a cluster. It's different types of basically tattoo needles in a stick and poke form. Um, and he sets you down. It's like, so, what would you like today, Miss Lucy?
Um, she's wearing like excuse you, gosh darn it, dogs. She's
Sorry,
wearing
I lock him out. It's not. Go shoo. Max, go.
um she's wearing the dress that Ro has loaned her. She hasn't changed out of it really. She's just
Mhm.
living in it. And she'll pull it up to expose a leg, and she has a scar that's kind of crescent shaped that goes
Mhm.
from below her knee to above it.
Mhm.
Um,
So it's around her knee,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, it's around
Okay.
it. Like it wouldn't, whatever happened wouldn't have damaged her knee specifically, but
Mhm.
it was nasty.
Mhm.
Um, and she'll ask, I'd like something that honors Ro without directly leading back to her. Maybe flowers of some sort. Um,
Hmm. Well, there's the obvious moonflower. I don't know if you want to go that obvious, but we could do maybe if you don't want the obvious moonflower, we could do its leaves and some of the buds. Is there a specific flower that you personally associate with her?
Moonflowers would be nice, I think.
Would you like them in full bloom?
I'll let you decide that.
All right. Any specific colors? Your skin's going to pop out anything I put on it.
Um, Nothing with silver in it.
Silver?
And she'll look over a few and point out a few different ones. I don't know specifically what she's getting yet because didn't think that far ahead. But she'll point out a few different
Mm-hmm.
things and
Yeah, he'll kind of help you pick. He'll go like suggest some of the blue ranges. If you're wanting to get something softer, he'll suggest you some pastel blues and more calming sea blues. Um, and even some grays. Um, and he'll ask you, do you want a specific style? I can do realistic, fantastical, whimsical.
similar to how hers are done.
we can do that. Yes. Um. Well, any other requests?
No.
All right. So just get comfortable. It'll take a bit. I will do my best work on this. I promise.
Thank you.
And he gives you a kind smile. Um. And he'll start setting up a little tray next to him on a table. With all the different colors. There's no silver, but there's different tones of grays. Um, and make sure everything's good and ready and clean and new needles and everything. Um, and you take your time. And what he's going to design is almost flat vines that will go around the scar, incorporating the scar itself into the vines. With the flowers and the um leaves of the moonflower. I believe they grow in a sort of bush.
Yeah.
Um, so he'll kind of like mimic that into a vine shape instead of a bush shape. And you see there are some flowers that are buds, smaller, others that are half open, others that are fully open. The fully open ones are more concentrated towards the middle, so the shape itself uh, would mimic a crescent moon, thicker in the middle and thinner in the on the edges. And he doesn't use any blacks, but deeper grays to do it. And paler blues, and almost it almost looks like the sea on a stormy day. Those types of grays and blues. And he'll even use some pearlescent white, no silver in it, to kind of just because your skin is basically white, it'll kind of just be a highlight of sorts on the flowers, and it'll look very much like those botanical tattoos that we see nowadays that are quite realistic but very,
Mm-hmm.
very beautifully done. Um, and it takes a while. He takes his time. Um, so while that's happening, to our talking. So we'll leave that happening while he takes care. He doesn't seem to talk. He'll ask you if you need something to eat at some point. You'll take breaks. Then he does. You're not unfamiliar with pain, but it is a consistent pain on the knee for hours and hours and hours. Um, but he'll take breaks, offer you food, make you eat throughout it, so you don't pass out or anything.
Yeah,
Um,
she can take it. And I'm
yeah.
assuming she gets that sending message partway through.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you get it as you kind of like
Mm-hmm.
after you talk to him, you get before you start, you get Anthony's. I'm gonna go fuck with the elder. And you can choose what you reply to that. Um,
She would tell them, I'm gonna be tied up for a few hours. Have fun.
Right, make sure that, they've cleaned everything.
What does Anthony think is happening? She did not indicate to them what she was getting done today.
I
So
think you meant
tied
like
up.
sex
In the
toys.
sheets.
You
Yeah.
clean ropes before you use them.
Mm.
No, you don't.
Um, but yeah, you're getting that done. And while that's happening, Roisin, you make your way um to the elder's place. It is the highest house, the highest point in this canopy. It takes you a little bit to get there, but you're used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're a fit man, but it you kind of feel it is almost a long trek up a lot of stairs, so you kind of like feel it taking a toll. Um,
Supply and bum workout living here.
yeah, 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 yeah. A lot of people have really good butts here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you make it to what is essentially her office of sorts. And it is this one is smaller, but it is still beautifully decorated. A lot of flowings, free flowing shapes with the roots and branches of the tree, little fairy lights around to kind of light up the area, light up the entrance. Tall windows with designs mimicking the nature around them, and you go in, and it does have this kind of porch area, and what do you do?
This entire way, and like while she's standing there, she's gonna stop and just kind of like stand there for a moment. And normally, even in like the most tense situations they've had in these conversations, she always seems quite calm and collected, and she looks real heckin' nervous right now. She's like fiddling with her hands and just taking big deep breaths.
Alright.
Um, okay. Um, I'll go and let her know that you're here and see if she wants just to speak with me or if she's okay with you being there.
Sure. Why does your place have so many stairs?
Because we live in the tops of trees.
Make elevators or lifts.
It's our people value the respect it takes to walk paths. Oh, at some point, I'm not sure Lucy's going to want to do this at all. But there's a way of walking the straits from one island to the other. If you know where to step, it's about showing your respect for the land and this. Never mind. Um, I'll be
You're
back.
just walking in, knocking.
She's gonna knock. Yeah.
All right. Um, you're knocking. You wait for a moment. And mm, she answers the door. She seems to be letting someone out, and you see that it is Moran.
Mm.
And she gives you a look, kind of like a quirked eyebrow, no smile. And you see people have usually been friendly to Roshin, but this woman doesn't seem to be. She has a more stern. She has a bitch face,
Hmm.
both resting and active. Um, she has brown hair, um, and not a lot of makeup, but kind of like a faint strike of a reddish brown, not warping, but stripes over her eyes from above her eyebrow to under her eye. Furs around her, braided hair, kind of like half put up on the top. Uh, intense brown eyes, kind of looking at her. Um, and as she lets this woman out, the elder looks to you, Roshin, with a smile, and then raises an eyebrow at the presence of Antony. Didn't know you
um.
were going to bring your guest.
Well, I was going to request it doesn't have to be for the entire conversation, but there is one part of a conversation where his presence might be needed.
And what part is that?
Um, a proposal that ties to our investigation. It involves certain parts of the islands, and while I am happy to do the explaining of that, of course, you may have questions, and he would be better suited to answer them,
Hmm.
perhaps.
Then, should I have questions, I'll ask for him.
Okay.
Come in.
Has Miranda gone? No, Moran, sorry.
Moran, she's walked away.
Hmm. Okay. She just feels extra tense having
Yeah.
seen her. Um,
Yeah. She's this it kind of has a porch that kind of goes around the tree. So
mm,
she hasn't gone down the stairs, but she's gone away around the porch.
mm, um, understood. So I'll just turn to Anthony and say, you can wait out here if you want.
There's
Good,
chairs
okay.
and benches and stuff.
Yeah.
He sits on the floor and just kind of leans back.
Okay.
So many stairs.
Right. I'm just gonna pat the top of your head and then go in with the elder.
All right. One second.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so she lets you in. It's nothing um extravagant. It's um nicely decorated basically office. It does have a desk of sorts, very matching the Art Nouveau like style that the island does have. Um, but it also has a table almost for tea, uh, overlooking a window. And instead of ushering you to this chair in front of her desk, she just offers you to the table, and there seems to be tea already prepared. Like, have a seat. We'll have some tea.
Thank you, Elder.
Of course.
So she'll sit down and she'll be, because I would like to think that it's like respectful for her to pour the tea for both of them and then give it to.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
she will do so.
So, why don't we start with you? It seems you have something in mind to talk about.
Yes. Um, so the work I've been doing, that has been
Mm-hmm.
guided by Saloon, and she has been giving me further visions. um, it's proven complicated and quite uh, dangerous in many ways. Um, the original vision was about uh, crystals of different colors and a sense of foreboding in a way, and we've discovered that they are connected to ley lines, um, and that it's been hard to predict. And I've actually learned a new way of communing with Saloon, and she's been showing me that it's in a way an infection or a foreign body that is within them that is causing this unsettled nature to the magics. It's very chaotic in nature and in some ways violent. And we we
Where are these
recently
crystals located?
one of the other continents, the one that we have a closer tie to.
All right.
But that's kind of tied to my present worries and why I was going to be returning anyway. I did receive your note, but it's we've been investigating fixed lay points that we know about. One of which was fighting something off, but it turned out it was not necessarily the infection, which that was on Kalish. And we learned from a being that is tied to one of these fixed points, a serpentine creature, that there is a fixed point here. It seems to be at the portal. And my personal worry is that the if that were to become infected in the way that we have seen, it impacts on the flora and fauna of the surrounding area, and it would be most devastating for our people. And I'm hoping that he would give us permission to perhaps approach the area under supervision is obviously entirely fine, but so that we can see if it is behaving abnormally in any way or if there's any patterns to what we've already previously seen. I do trust these other people, and I'm not sure if you value my opinion on that matter or not, but they are of great value to me. They're very important to me, and this work that we're doing, I think, is of importance not just to us and our people, but to the world at large, I think.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I don't think I get anything with persuasion. Let me just check. I haven't had my character sheet open, so excuse if Roll20 does the struggle bus, everyone. I will do my rolling while that loads.
I can check your sheet if you like.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm pretty sure it's nothing. Oh, well. Oh, it's disadvantage. I rolled an 18 and an 11. Persuasion gets a 0, so that's an 11.
Roshin,
Hmm.
I value your opinion very much, but you're asking me to open the most secure spot in our island to two strangers who I have not met before
Mm.
from the outside, a spot that has not been open to even most of our island dwellers.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand what you're asking me,
I do. I
and
do.
you
And
think it is wise.
I still have all of my conviction behind this. I think that it is of extreme importance because it is the most protected part of our island. And I understand that these two people, you don't know them very well. And like I say, if you want us with escorts, that's fine. They're not going to do anything to harm it. I could put my own life on the line for that. I trust them both implicitly. And I think that this is something that would be absolutely devastating to our people. And I want to just do my bit to try and ensure that that is not currently the case, and then deal with those who protect that area if there's anything that can be done to keep it safe.
No,
All right.
we have taken care of our portal and of our ley line for centuries. We have
Yes, but
made
so
sure
have.
it is healthy, it is fine, it is not under attack. You're telling me that there seems to be an infection going on at one of these points far
Mm,
away. Something man made, something put in there by somebody else.
possibly. We're
So,
not sure of what it is that's causing it, but as I say, the lay point that we've seen this happening to was incredibly safe and protected and well guarded, and it too has influence from the Feywild, which is why I worry for this one.
that's great. I'm glad you are. Should you want to take a look at it, you can, under my supervision. But I will not let two outsiders into. I will not let them in.
Understood.
Good. And she sips her tea and just looks out the window. Leans back. But you seem to have more on your mind.
I do.
No? Then speak.
I. Well, I understand that you summoned me here with things to discuss.
I did.
I. What I have been seeing is worrying, but the people I have been meeting have been encouraging, and being able to make those connections and build a positive rapport with these people has been of incredible value. And I wanted to propose that I perhaps carry on a role similar to what it is that I'm currently doing. I think that it is an alternative way of helping to keep our people safe, which ultimately is what my role is.
And what is this role that you suggest?
Well, I don't have a defined term for it. It's something that I would be willing to work out with you and what you feel would be of value. But I feel encouraging these connections and being able to travel and not necessarily be here, but be acting on our behalf. Um, Perhaps just scouting the knowledge and information. And so far, I would like to think I've been acting with dignity and honor, both for myself and for our people. And it has been encouraging to see how positively people have reacted towards that. And I know that we keep ourselves shielded from conflicts and political intrigue and not everything that the outside world has happening, but there are other ways to connect, and I think there is a very high value to that.
So you're asking me to make a position for you to act as what? A connection to the outside world.
Yes, I am.
An ambassador of sorts?
Perhaps, if that is what you feel we need.
And you say that is what you've been doing.
I have. I think I've been representing our people well, and there is value in how we do things and why we do things, and people seem receptive to that. And I know we have the soul seekers who do their part in it, but I could perhaps do something that takes a slightly different angle.
You're asking of opening up ourselves to these outside connections.
Yes, but it doesn't have to be about opening borders necessarily. It's just staying in touch. And anything they have knowledge wise that could benefit us, such as the information I've been gathering about the ley lines. This is just one example, and it's something that if it could continue happening, or other instances like this where sometimes that connection is important. I really do feel that there is value in this, and I just, I feel very strongly about it, Elder. And I think that it will benefit a great deal of our people without them even necessarily realizing how.
And you feel it's necessary for you to have a physical presence to achieve this. There are many ways of connection rushing that involve paper and letters.
That doesn't that doesn't quite do it though, does it? You need to be able to meet with people to fully learn
Mm.
about their culture or practices or healing practices and
Mm-hmm.
seeing things face to face and actually understanding what is going on. And there's a lot you can read from a person without just reading their words.
Oh, I know. You see, she's very intently looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot I can tell about you right now.
I know.
And you wanting to go out and travel the world has nothing to do with this lover of yours that's left the island with your child.
It's not because of him, no.
Hmm.
It's because I've
And it
met.
has nothing to do with them?
I think it has it has encouraged me to think that it is possible to still have connections to people. I
You're not answering my question.
I know I don't fully. I don't fully know because I've already felt this way. It was influenced by the people I've been meeting rather than their leaving the island. This was already forming in my mind. So I do not believe that they are the reason that I have made this decision.
But they influence it, correct?
They haven't influenced it as it happened before he left, but it has shown me the potential of expanding my own horizons as well.
Roshin, I have protected these islands for centuries. These islands have been a safe haven to many people. We have everything we need. There is no benefit in opening up connections to an outside world full of hate and war.
I disagree. I think that is precisely the reason that we should. We don't have to open the borders, as I say, but teaching an alternative way of thinking and teaching that peace should be the answer is something that would be a balm to so many people.
And that is what my soul seekers are for.
I just think there's a different way of doing that. I think it's not just the odd lost soul here and there that they meet. I think it is something that we could do to encourage change
What
and
happens beyond my islands is of no concern to me, unless it affects us.
but but it entirely could affect you. This thing that is going on with the crystals and the ley lines, we're not the only ones who are looking into it. And whatever organization it is that is doing this is seeking out ley lines to infect. And if they are coming with a political mindset, there's no reason to say that they will not come for here. And given what I have seen, they have affected and attacked somewhere that arguably is even more secure than we are. And they still got through.
Say we get attacked, infected. What can those connections do for us, Roshin?
We can preempt it.
How?
At the moment, there is only one area that has been affected, and if we can compile resources and alliances and skill sets to root this person out and stop them, then the infection wouldn't happen here in the first place. And we could do that by working with other people. It's not just about war. This is not war that we are dealing with, it's something else entirely. And it is a threat to us. I do believe that. And I think that being able to connect with people and have people of all backgrounds working together for a common cause and a common good, there's nothing negative about that.
I'm very well aware of working together with people. It is how our islands thrive. Should you be concerned about this ley line, we could have some sort of communication with the people who it has affected. They give us information of their ley line, we give them information of their written correspondence. That is all that is necessary. There's no need for you to act as ambassador as you supposedly have been doing. That is not the task you were sent out to do.
I'm sent out to follow these visions and follow what Saloon has been telling me, and she is who I'm getting my instruction from. This is the route that it's been taking.
And Saloon has told you specifically to act as ambassador to our islands without communicating that to me.
No, and I haven't been acting as ambassador to the islands. I've merely been.
That is what you said you've been doing.
I've just been a positive representation of who we are.
And I expect that from you for wherever you go. as I do the Soul Seekers, who can act as these communicators.
I
Should
understand.
it be open?
Well, I'm not entirely convinced that a written correspondence with the other island is going to have the same impact as me acting in our behalf. But you're welcome to try.
What makes you more fit to do that than the Soul Seekers who have been out there for years?
Because these people trust me.
And you think that the Soul Seekers who've been in places for years don't have the trust of the people they've been with?
I
You
believe if they
think
were
they
to try.
cannot
They're not speaking
establish
to
trust?
leaders, Elder. They are not speaking to leaders. They are finding lost souls. It's not what we're dealing with right now. It is about making communication about this threat that's going on. But if you do not feel it is a threat here, then that is on you. You do not have to take my words for it. That's fine. But this is a path that I've been put on by my goddess, and I intend to see it through.
If you are being led by your goddess, by Slytherin herself, to figure out what these crystals are, this infection, I more than welcome you to follow it, follow that path that has been laid out for you. You know this, I sense you on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there are other things that are clouding your judgment, Roisin.
And that is your opinion.
Hmm.
I've seen a lot of people out there that could really do with help and guidance. There's a lot of places for me to do good.
Then you're just asking to be another soul seeker.
No, it's more than that.
You think you're help above those who offer their help as well.
They're not just offering help, they're offering the wisdom and understanding, and those who wish to come here, they can come here, and then they carry on. What I'm capable of is something more than just bringing people here.
Make
But
a persuasion check with disadvantage.
that's a 12.
Wait, didn't our DM give us all 2 nat 20s each that we could use at any time?
Yeah, for fun things, not serious things.
But
Yeah,
this
if
is fun.
No.
someone in chat had given me a 20, I might have used it, but I have not. So, um,
I made specific requirements. Don't try to outfay
mhm.
me, lady.
um, I will still seek to investigate this ley line, even if it is just myself. And after that point, perhaps we can have a discussion about how I move forward.
She sits and has her teacup in her hand as she looks to you. We'll talk. Machine, make sure you don't lose yourself. And the main purpose of protecting your people. Remember, we are of the whole, not of the one.
I know, but unfortunately, Elder Magda, what I've actually been doing these past few weeks is finding myself, not losing it.
Hmm. What have you found out of yourself?
That I have a great capacity to help many people, and I intend to see that through. It's what I feel my purpose in life is, and it has been my purpose here, but there are more people in this world who desperately need help than just our people. And I do not wish to lose the connection here, and I would still wish to be part of the tribe, which is what I've been trying to propose. But if that is not possible, Elder, then I have to go where my impact is going to be felt the most.
You've been trying to achieve this happy medium for yourself or for others?
For others,
Hmm.
it is only ever about others. It's how I conduct myself. To stay here would be acting just on my own interests because I have people here that I care about. And I can't just think of myself anymore.
Hmm.
I care about you and all that you have trained me to be, but it seems that I have surpassed even that.
I've trained you to be a woman of conviction, to follow what you think is right.
Yes.
I will not stop you on your path.
No, but I feel that you are perhaps not learning your own lesson then. That perhaps what you're doing is, if you excuse me being frank, short mindedness,
Hmm.
honestly, in that it could be harmful to our people in the long run to be this closed off. I'm not suggesting we suddenly open our borders and get involved in the politics or ever get involved in wars. We are peaceful people and we believe in pacifism and kindness and care. And those are lessons that should be shared with those who are desperately in need, those who still continue to be victim of the things that we stand against. And perhaps what you're doing is not thinking of the many, you're thinking of your own wishes for these people.
My own wishes to protect these people, those are selfish. That
It's
I
not
lived
just
my entire life protecting the people on this island. That I lived my entire life putting myself, every bit of myself, wisdom, power, body, mind, and soul, to
mm,
protect those that come to me in need.
mm-hmm. No, I understand that, Elder, but how are you going to feel if what I am suggesting might happen does happen and this island falls to ruin because of this, because you did not listen and did not consider working more fully with people who are experiencing currently the effects that this is having on a landscape?
I've offered correspondence, I've offered
Correspondence
connections.
will not work with these people. What I'm suggesting is that my connection to them is a boon to us all. You're not losing anything. You would only be gaining.
I'm opening up channels to be exploited.
I'm not easy to exploit, which is why I'm sitting here currently suggesting these things to you. I feel that being pushed down a path is being exploited, and I am ready to take my own path. I only ever want to act with the interest of others, and that includes the interest of our people, which is why I'm proposing this. I would not be suggesting this if it was going to harm our people. You raised me better than that.
Make one last persuasion check. No disadvantage.
Mm. Ah, 19. She's feeling her oats now.
Machine. I see before me a wonderful woman. A woman that has been shaped by many, that I've had the pleasure to have a hand in shaping and fostering growth. I admire what you've become, and I do, in fact, take your opinion in high regard. I do. You, if anyone, represent the selfishness that I try to foster in the islands. I will allow you passage to the portal, just you, under my supervision, and we will talk later.
All
That
right.
is all.
Understood.
Feel free to leave.
Goodbye.
We'll talk soon.
Mm. She'll just get up and walk out.
You walk out, and you see Anthony there. Anthony, throughout this time, Moran has been speaking to you. When we will get into that conversation Tuesday,
Mm.
as we close off here with this conversation ending.
Mm.
With Lucy, your tattoo being finished as this happened, you get to decide what you want the final product to be.
Okay,
And we'll
I'll
see.
think on that.
Mhm. You'll think of that, yeah. And we'll see what happens Tuesday.
Mhm.
With maybe another talk to the elder. With whatever Moran has been saying to Anson.
Mm.
So, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's little drama-filled adventure. I'm sure we have much more to discuss on these islands next Tuesday at 10 a.m. EST, should you want to watch us. And we'll end with a little bit of an outro of everyone. And we'll start with a brave, brave Mama Bear.
Yes. Hi, I'm Emma, or Hamily on the internet, playing Roisin, who's both really sweaty right now, but feeling strong in her convictions? Question mark. You can see me here 3 times a week: Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Times are below for when we're here doing Nexus Adventures. You can also see me every second Thursday, so that's the Thursday that is coming up in Jen's Homebrew World, playing Bardlock, and every second Saturday, which will be next Saturday, where I GM a Dragon Age game with Sarah and Satan as players. And it's still kind of a little dating simmy, but we might get a fight this
It's
time. So
Dragon Age. How it's inherently a dating scene, but I will keep saying this.
It's fine. I facilitate this. So that's me. You can come and see me at Homily on Twitter if you want to come and chat.
Yeah, go check her out because she's an awesome GM, an awesome player, and just an awesome person.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to Barbara Pfizer, Anthony.
Hi, you can find me over at Laughmaker D&D on the Twitters, where I post about anything and everything, and you can find me here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays playing Anthony Silverhorn. You can find me on Villaudrid's channel, rotating days and weeks, either as player or as a DM, going through the homebrew campaign I run, and Villaudrid's Homebrew World, where I'm a player. And once a month, you can find me over at Endor's channel playing a Fey mobster in 1920s America.
I will hold up my mug with the art of that game, but you can't see me. You can't see me. Um, go catch Jen in everything that she does because she is amazing as a GM, as a player, and as a person. And last but certainly not least, our lovely, newly, freshly inked Lucy.
Hey y'all, I'm Sarah. I'm the owner of this channel. If you want to see my schedule, it's down below, and you can find me on all the social medias as the Hype Goblin. And with that, I'm going to turn off my camera because I have a phone call that I have to answer. So, bye guys.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm gonna assume we're still on air.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. My name's Satan. You can find me on Twitter at AlyssaVamp. All our ats are down below on our name. You can find me here 3 times a week DMing for these lovely people. And our schedule is down below Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, like today. So check it out. See what time is your time, whether it is EST, CST, PST, GMT, any other T. And you can find me besides here Saturdays on Plot Hunters. We are currently doing a 3-part one shot. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it last Saturday, but we are still giving out Roll20 versions of the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. If you want to come check us out next Saturday over at Plot Hunters, 8 p.m. EST, to get a chance to win that. We have 2 more to give out. And you can find me over at Emma's Games every other Saturday, including this Saturday that's coming up for the next week, not yesterday. And in that once a month, a Monster Noir game with the lovely Jen as I play a vampire mobster. And anything else, just follow me on Twitter. I do many things. I put art there. I'm currently working on art for the rest of our crew here. I have some Roshin art that we'll be putting up with the rest so you can have all a um little bus so you can see what these characters look like. Other than that, thank you everybody so much for watching. We'll see you Tuesday. We'll see what happens. Have a good day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we love you. Bye. I'm waving, but you can't see
Bye,
me.